Please bet on football games.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Please Bet on Football Games podcast. I am your host Alex, here with the on-air talent Joe. How's it going today, Joe?
We did it. We're number one. We're the best that ever lived. Another winning week.
And significant winning week.
Yeah, and it looked scary for a second, but Baker Mayfield shall prevail.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it momentarily. I don't know if we deserve to have as good of a week, but we didn't like the slate. And
I think we deserve to have a better week.
I think there's some give and take there. Let's just talk about it.
Do the segment.
So, week 2, we bet 6 units. It was 7 bets, as we had 2 half units. We won 3.09 units, putting our season total up to 7.05 units.
Pretty good.
In 2 weeks.
For every dollar we bet, we are expecting to get $1.52 back. Is that good?
I'm not a math guy, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty good.
It's pretty fucking insanely good. Also, we don't have a contest entry this year because, frankly, in the process of moving across the country yet again, I wasn't able to get to Vegas to sign us up, but we're still making contest picks. We would be 8-2. That would be very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm very, very mad. I'm kicking my own ass, dude.
Well, on the bright side, we're still winning a lot, and you're winning a lot of money in your own bets. So that's
no, actually, it's fake. It's all fake. I didn't win the bets because how could you even know that I made these bets except for the podcast that we post every week and the Patreon that I post simultaneously and the screenshots that I share. All of it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally think you've made the bets. I don't think you even watch football.
I don't. There's actually no way to prove that I watch football aside from the YouTube videos that I make and the charts that I produce. It's all fake.
And I don't even know if you have ever been to a casino or used one of their websites. Do you know how to use the betting apps?
Actually, I have to know because I am so bad I lose all my money because I'm an idiot. And everybody on Twitter is very, very smart. And that's why they have a view like that, and I don't. For those of you who are not looking at our Zoom, because we don't allow you to see our faces, I'm pointing to the skyline of New York City.
New York City.
God, I love that show. For 2 seasons, and then I got bored.
Yeah, it got a little strange. Okay, we have tangented so hard. We haven't even talked about a game yet. We had 7 bets last week.
Let's talk about the one that makes me mad.
Yeah, this one is one worth talking about. We bet 1 unit on Jacksonville over Cincinnati. That 1 unit was split in 3/4 was on +3, and 1/4 was on the money line. We lost both. They lost by 4, I believe.
Yep.
Tough. I think it was a BS loss, but I'll let you go into more detail on that.
Not only was it a BS loss, it was the most BS. So, on one hand, detractors might say, well, oh, you were lucky to be in the position you were. Joe Burrow exited the game fairly early in the first half. The game Jacksonville would have been much less successful if Joe Burrow had stayed healthy. I dispute that point. Our handicap was largely based on Joe Burrow and Jake Browning being interchangeable. And that, if Joe Burrow was the guy that the public thinks he is instead of what we think he is, we never would have made the bet. So, fuck you. Also, to the extent that we're wrong, Joe Burrow leaving should have helped us tremendously, and it evidently didn't. Furthermore, and more particularly, watching the actual game, the Jaguars turned the ball over in the red zone. They missed kicks. They turned the ball over on downs. They got absolutely jobbed on the final drive. Travis Hunter got called for a long defensive pass interference on 4th and long, which would have ended the game, and he didn't touch the guy. Additionally, Travis Hunter was just generally terrible. Brian Thomas Jr. literally quit on multiple routes, twice causing almost interceptions, once causing a real interception, to the point where Liam Cohen even commented after the game yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
I've never seen a receiver just decide I don't actually fucking care about my job so blatantly. It is the silliest thing of all time. And frankly, the fact that we lost this game by 4, rather than if we would have lost by 1, I would have said shit happens. The Jaguars having the ball at the 5-yard line, goal to go, 4th down, choosing to throw the ball because they're interested in winning rather than covering, right? If 3 years ago they kicked a field goal, they're up 6, Bengals still drive, score a touchdown, and win by 1. We cover. That didn't happen for a reason. I agree with Liam Cohen's decision to go for it. That was correct for winning the game. Brian Thomas Jr. not attempting to make a catch over the middle is kind of rough. Trevor Lawrence generally not being great is kind of rough. It's just so much bad luck went against us. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, there was that DPI that they called that, like, that's the game.
It literally was a game. And then there's also, like, there's the Joe Burrow, was it a fumble, was it a backwards pass play that people dispute? I think they got the call right. Very reasonable minds could differ tremendously. If that's a fumble, Jaguars ball at the 10, maybe even a touchdown on defense. So, like, this game was some bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I think the refs got it right on that call too. You sent me, I think, actually, like somebody that dove into the rule book, and I think they called it right. Still kind of sucks, but there were plenty of legitimate plays that were bullshit that, yeah, we got kind of screwed.
I would make the bet again tomorrow.
Exactly.
Happily.
Such is life betting on football. I think it was the right bet. Just didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
But let's talk about a winner. We had the LA Rams over the Tennessee Titans at -5. That was a 1-unit bet. We won 0.88 units as the Rams ran away with it.
Yeah, I mean, that game shouldn't have even been as close as it was. The Titans had turnover luck and still got blown out. Cam Ward threw a ball blindly into a crowd and scored a touchdown rather than getting intercepted, and the whole world cheered because apparently Johnny Manziel and Deshaun Watson didn't teach them their lesson. Breaking, running around doing stupid shit, getting lucky highlights is not the basis of a successful career. Completely unrelated story. The public keeps on getting shocked that quarterbacks with flashy highlights and shitty general play aren't franchise quarterbacks. I fucking hate it here, dude. I don't actually. This is exactly why I make money, and it's fun for me. Hating things is kind of like a hobby for me sometimes.
Kinda? Sometimes?
I think I just reverse engineered and realized why I am called a hater so often. I do, in fact, hate. I don't do it because hating is fun. I do it because it's correct, but also it's fun.
And because one day you want that invitation to the Player Haters Ball.
Ooh, should we do Chappelle references today? I was thinking we would go with either Star Wars, Dodgeball, but, like, if we're going to do Chappelle, we can do Chappelle.
We can. You're just going to have to be careful.
All right, by the end of our recap, you have to pick Chappelle, Star Wars, or Dodgeball. And that will be our references because we can't say bussy anymore. It has become politically charged. We don't want to get into it. The timing was not good last week. We had a podcast where I was obsessed with saying bussy, and the next day everybody was really obsessed with determining who has a bussy or doesn't. Anyway, the Rams won by the widest margin they have in like 3 years, and it could have been worse. I love that bet. I'd make it again in a heartbeat. Next bet. On to, there's a pun to be made about bussy and Detroit Lions being pussy, but I don't know how to make it.
Our only other loser of the week, we had the Chicago Bears over the Detroit Lions at +5.5. That was a half-unit bet. We lost as the Detroit Lions won by like 30-some points, I think.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Again, not political. We're doing Chappelle, I've decided, and that is in reference to the Bears.
It's going to be Chappelle.
It's going to be Chappelle. I love it too much, and Star Wars can always wait. There are 6 of them. We can get through the entire year doing Star Wars quotes. There are only 6 Star Wars. That could be another podcast. Nope, there are 7. Rogue One counts.
Rogue One counts. Yeah.
The Bears are goddamn trash, and I hate it. It turns out Caleb Williams being bad is not their biggest problem because their entire defense is bad. Their running back is extremely frustrating because he has the vision of Trent Richardson. There's one to cut you deep. Yeah.
What do you mean? We got a first-round pick for Trent Richardson.
What a fucking world we lived in so recently.
And then use that first-round pick on Johnny Manziel, I think.
Yeah, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. Fuck, we already only have 10 minutes on this Zoom. It's gonna be another long one, folks. The Bears are a problem. Ben Johnson in a press conference today was like pretty frustrated and angry, saying we just don't have championship level practice habits. And like, that's a little bit that I famously don't believe culture exists, but that's the gray area where it's like, well, that's not really culture. That's having bad players, and bad players have bad habits, and bad players exhibit bad culture, and like good players would not do that. But you've got a team built by Ryan Poles, so naturally it's going to be poorly built because he's a fucking idiot. Next game while I search some Chappelle quotes.
You need to search them? I'm disappointed in you.
I want to get a database because it's fun when I shoehorn them on purpose. It's less fun when I do it off top of mind.
Fair. Next game, we had the Indianapolis Colts over the Denver Broncos. That was a money line half unit bet. That was plus odds, so we won 0.6 units.
I'm not going to pretend I watched a lot of this game, but I did watch the last 5 minutes. And, okay, the last 5 seconds were ridiculously, insanely lucky. The prior minute or two were insanely unlucky, because, like, Shane Steichen was just like, oh, sweet, we're 65 yards from the field goal. Let's just stop playing. It's like, no. We have plenty of time. We have timeouts. We have downs to play with. Get some yards, because you don't have the Cowboys kicker. So why not try and make it reasonable for your young kicker? No. 65 yards, we'll just run some sneaks. What the fuck? It was very, very dumb, and we should have had to pay for it. If the Colts would have lost, it would have been very unlucky. And again, I didn't watch the full game. I don't know if we got lucky to even be close. Fuck it. I don't care that much about these teams. Just talking end game, it was on track to be a bad beat, and then a bad beat saved us from our bad beat, making it a double negative beat, making it fair.
Right.
I don't want to make this bet again, mostly because I don't know what to do with the Colts. I do know I want to keep fading Denver because Bo Nix is the cockadookey.
Yeah, I agree with you on Indy. I don't know what to do with them. They still haven't punted, which is nuts. I mean, obviously, they've haven't converted on downs or have missed kicks and things, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the Broncos are a good fucking defense.
Yeah, they have one of, if not the best defense in the league.
And I know the Dolphins are kind of a shit show. We'll talk about that for maybe 45 seconds soon. But they have a really good defensive line. So they're not a complete cakewalk on defense. I want to fade Denver. I'm optimistic about Indy.
Yeah, I think that's same page. I think we got a little lucky, that call at the end of the game that literally flipped it from loss to win was...
Yeah, it's hard to say you didn't get lucky when you get bailed out by an insane penalty that really didn't affect the play. But at the same time, it's crazy that it came down to that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happened in the Tennessee-Georgia game, really. So, I almost had some real... There's a world very, very near to ours in terms of the dimensional plane where I'm not here anymore because I bet on Tennessee to beat Georgia and lost due to a 48-yard missed kick in a game where the team I bet on dominated the whole fucking time, but one long fourth down play fucked it all up. I very nearly bet on Notre Dame to beat Texas A&M. I was waiting for the proper number live betting, and I just didn't get it, so I didn't bet it. Thank Christ. That same day, I also bet on Clemson to win, and they lost on a last-second crazy field goal. And then this weekend, I bet on Indy, who almost lost on a crazy last-second field goal. I bet on Jacksonville, who lost on a last-second fourth and forever blessing from Christ himself. And then I bet on Tampa, who almost lost due to 9 special teams points exchanging hands. So all 5 of those bets could have very easily lost due to utter and complete bullshit, mostly revolving around special teams gaffes. And I would be being eaten by rats.
Be some gator food in those sewers.
I wouldn't have made it to the sewer.
This is...
Have you seen the fucking grates on our manholes? This entire town is... The amount of times per day that I hold my breath here outdoors is insane. Thank God my apartment is roughly 1,000 feet in the sky, and I have a very large balcony, so I can at least get some of the fresh air that rises above the fucking vaporous sewage that is New York City. I hate it here.
Come down far enough yet to interact with all the odors and...
Is that what you're calling them now, the odors?
The odors.
I won't besmirch you, but if I had said that, there would be riots on Twitter. They don't let me get away with...
What do you mean?
Alex, the undesirable things at street level in New York City are the odors. You can't call them that. They're people.
I mean the trash in general, just disrepair.
Yeah, they have rights. They only chase you sometimes, and most of the time they don't even yell at you.
I mean the actual bounty bags of rubbish.
Alex, those are their houses. Be nice. All right, next game. Oh, speaking of trash, Yuck.
We had the Philadelphia Eagles over the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a -1 unit. It is a -1 spread for a 1 unit bet. We won 0.91 units.
I think both of these teams kind of suck. I know they suck to watch. I don't think either of them are actually very good, and that's something you and I discussed. I made like a power rankings for myself before the games last week just to put my thoughts in order. And I had the Eagles in like tier 3 or so. I sent it to you, and you're like, dude, you can't put the Eagles that low. And I was like, I know, but why? And you're like, the line play. And I was like, right now as it stands, it's not great. And I know they're banged up, so like it's not fair, but we live today. Tomorrow may never come, especially in New York City. One of the vapors,
the roster.
one of the odors might come and get me. So who knows about tomorrow? But like, I think both of these teams have limited quarterbacks. I know it's weird as hell to say about Patrick Mahomes, who feels like even when he's not good, he is unlimited. But if you watch him play, he can't hit a deep ball to save his life. He's not moving through his progressions. He's become a one read and run quarterback. And the guy's not a great athlete. Like, he ran a 4.8. That's not fast. And that's the best part of his game right now. So we'll get to more of it later. It will come up in the handicaps, but I think both of these teams kind of suck. And I think the Eagles are clearly better. I think they've proven that a few times in a row now, but I like the bet. I'd make it again. I'm looking to fade both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the lines, and like generally the Eagles aren't as deep where, their pass rush isn't as strong. Their offensive line is beat up and doesn't look like the Eagles line of old. And on top of that, they have a not very good quarterback. But like that's already kind of baked in. Jalen Hurts, like sure, there's a lot of
Jalen Hurts has 2 completions of over 5 yards this year.
That's insane. And I feel like people like realize that. Whereas the Chiefs, like people still think of Mahomes as that top flight guy. Like, oh, maybe Lamar or Josh Allen have overtaken him, but he's still top 3. And so I feel like that hurts them more. And Eagles are still a better team. I'd make the bet again.
Absolutely.
Next up, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Houston Texans. That was a money line 1 unit bet. At plus odds, we won 1.25 units.
All right. First of all, I think this bet was it was extremely fun. It was extremely dramatic. You might be thinking, how do you deserve to win a moneyline bet when you won on a last-second walk-off touchdown on a 80-yard 2-minute drive? Because the Buccaneers missed a kick, had a punt blocked, and had a punt returned to set up the game winner. The Buccaneers also allowed a touchdown on purpose, which would have otherwise been a field goal. That means roughly being conservative, being generous to the Texans. That's 9 points from special teams gaffes and bullshit, aside from the game. I think we pretty comfortably bet on the better team, even after all the injuries. And also, like, when you have the better quarterback, who happens to be the most clutch quarterback of his generation, who leads the NFL in, if you look at drives where it's the last time your team touches the ball and your offense finishes the game with the lead after their final drive and they scored on that final drive, Baker Mayfield's number 1. Why do I say it like that rather than saying final drive comebacks? Because sometimes the Bucs score too early, and then the Bucs' terrible defense has given that lead right back up. Like the Houston game a few years ago, which I had $15,000 fucking dollars on. Yeah, that was a tough night to try to fall asleep. I've lost like 3 or 4 of my biggest bets ever because Todd Bowles just can't figure out the last 3 minutes of a game. But that seems to have changed dramatically. Todd Bowles coached excellent on defense. He coached excellent on clock management. He went for it on 4th down in situations where he never would have considered it in the past. Remember in the offseason when we joked, like, what's the point of keeping your coach if you're going to strip him of all of his abilities to coach, like decision-making, play calling, and roster management? I don't think it's sustainable. I don't know how long it lasts, but for this year, the Buccaneers have an excellent coaching staff, despite Todd Bowles' history of not doing that.
Yeah, I have 2 things on that. One, yeah, like all that luck stuff and the special teams, but part of it is we love Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league very comfortably. And as you just pointed out, he's incredibly clutch, especially since he's been with Tampa.
Yeah.
And so like in my opinion, he's in that tier of like what Mahomes was for a while, where it was like, well, if you give him the ball with last, if he's going to get to touch the ball with, I don't care if there's 20 seconds left, they're going to get into a position to score. And so it's like, you can't give him the ball. And, I mean, we had bets like that against, Josh Allen when he's been on heaters, or Lamar Lamar when he's been on heaters, and it's like, shit, they got the ball back with a minute 30 left. We're going to go do it.
Yeah.
And I think Baker is in that territory as well. He deserves to be shown that he can do it for years at multiple different organizations with hurt lines, good lines.
8 different offensive play callers.
Exactly, throw on to anybody. And so, like, part of it is, yeah, Baker got the ball last. I feel comfortable that he's going to be able to win a game like that. So that's one part of it for me. And then the only concern I have with them moving forward is that, like, I don't think Todd Bowles has changed his approach to football. Like, I think it is. But do you really think at, 61 years old and, coaching for however many years that he's like, you know what, actually, I'm going to change, like, all these core tenets of how I coach? I feel like it's
Not
just that
quite.
they strip power from him so he can't make all of those bad decisions.
Exactly.
And I agree with you on sustainability, but, like, does that even last the year? Like, say they go through a rough spot and they lose a couple games in a row, or they, like, gaff some late game things. Then they go, Todd's taking it back. He's the head coach. He's the one that's been the head coach here for a while and has taken us to, won multiple divisions and all of this. And then you get into, second half Bucks and they're back to punting on fourth, not knowing how to manage the clock.
I think that my fear that they would revert is significantly mitigated by the fact that in the first 2 games, they've been forced, due to necessity, to lean on that whoever the fuck that game management strategy guy is. And both times he's made uber aggressive decisions and they've both paid off. So, like, to the extent Todd Bowles was ever going to get scared and be like, nah, man, we're going to do it my way. I'm scared. I'm going to go with my gut. The analytics guy, I just don't trust him here. Bro, they went for it on 4th and 10 with 3 timeouts at their own 35. Todd Bowles would never think it was legal to think about doing that. He'd be like, isn't this a thought crime? Don't we go to jail now? And he fucking did it. And the play they called was out of empty. It's the most anti-Todd Bowles shit of all time, and it worked. It went wrong, and it still worked. So I think that, like, to the extent Todd Bowles was going to pussy out and be like, no, I'm backsliding. I'm doing the shit I used to do. I think that's been solved. Because 2 weeks in a row, he's trusted the guy, and the guy has brought him to the promised land against all odds. So I think that he's probably as bought in right now as he could be. And then on defense, they've totally changed the way they play. Forever. Going back to the Brady days, you and me used to sit here and lament, Todd Bowles, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you playing off coverage with soft zones behind it, and then long developing blitzes up front? You're begging opposing offenses to just take short passes and turn them into tons of yak. And this year, the Buccaneers are like 5th in the league in man coverage. They're like top 8 in press coverage. I don't know exactly where they fall, but I knew they were top 8 before this Monday night. Like, it's totally different. And Servacia Dennis is trying to sabotage that. Servacia Dennis has allowed more yards in the pass game than the rest of the Bucs defense has allowed yards total through 2 games. His passer rating against was 158.3. That's perfect in week 1. And in week 2, he improved significantly. It was only 117, bringing his season passer rating against to 146.
Hey, in like another 3 weeks, then that he might be getting a passer rating of 0. Keep following that trend.
In 14 weeks, he might be down to a normal linebacker's stat line. He's the worst. I think he'll actually, again, I'm so optimistic about the Bucs. I think everything's trending in the right way. Towards the end of the game, they started pulling Servacia Dennis out and replacing him with Deion Jones, who's somehow only 30 still.
What?
Yeah. He's 30 years old. And despite the fact that Deion Jones has like lost favor and kind of almost fallen out of the league, he still is graded out really, really well in pass coverage every year per PFF. It's just like the run game stuff is not good. Fuck the run game. You have Vita Vea. And like, I mean, my eye test isn't thorough on Deion Jones. He doesn't play that much. But in the games he did play towards the end of last season, especially the Washington game in the playoffs, he was really good. He dropped an interception that would have sealed the game, but he was really good. So I'm super optimistic, except for the news that I just got literally seconds before we started recording this part of the podcast.
What news you get?
So you know how Tristan Wirfs is hurt?
Right.
We don't know when he's coming back. And now Luke Gadecki, the right tackle, is also hurt. Mm-hmm. And he'll probably be gone like 2 to 5 weeks. That's not good.
Right.
Right guard Cody Mauch, as of right now, out for the season.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the Bucs are down 3 of their starting 5 offensive linemen, and then the 2 that they have remaining are playing wildly out of position. They moved their left guard to center and their center to left fucking tackle. Ha ha ha, oh my god.
See, that's where I worry. Is like they start getting beat up and things don't go well, and then Todd goes back to his safe cave. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I just love watching Baker Mayfield play football.
He's the best.
Good bet.
Yep.
Do it again every time.
Every time.
On to the final bet. We had the Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders.
San Diego versus Oakland.
Sure. That was a -3.5 1-unit bet at just about even odds. We won 0.98 units.
Covered easy. Geno Smith had the worst game of his life. Frankly, I think that this is one of our luckier bets just because, like, Geno Smith isn't the worst quarterback of all time, but he certainly was Monday night.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like his body's not used to playing that late at night. Like, that's legitimately an excuse. The game started at 10 p.m. I was charting. I fell asleep halfway through the fourth quarter. Like, with the fucking marker to chart in my hand, I fell asleep. Like, waiting. I fell asleep waiting for a play to be called. Like, I watched the end of a play. I marked it down. I sat there. And in the 40 seconds it took for them to fucking run another play, or maybe I fell asleep during a run, who knows. I had to go back the next morning and figure out where I was by triangulating my tweets and my texts and being like, okay, I sent the text at this hour. I was awake. Here's the play that lines up. Okay, cool. I think, yep, I haven't seen that play. We're good. We can start grading again. Nutty. Anyway, I think we kind of got lucky in that Geno played terribly. I think we kind of got unlucky in that, like, the Chargers fumbled in their own red zone when they should have been icing the game out. It didn't amount to anything because Geno was that bad, but you get my point. This is another team where, like, after years and years of Greg Roman just being a fucking idiot, I think the Chargers might be pretty decently coached. And if they're decently coached right now, they're a fucking great team because their defense is incredibly coached. Their quarterback's great, always has been. Quentin Johnson learned how to catch, and suddenly, like, Harbaugh's going for it on fourth down and Greg Roman's calling passes. What the fuck? Cats living with dogs. So, like, I'm high on the Chargers. I'd do the bet again, and I kind of want to keep riding them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that we got a little lucky in Geno playing horrible, but I don't know. I figured they'd score. The Chargers would score more than that, but like you said, they had a couple self-inflicted wounds. I don't know. I'm maybe not quite as high as you are because I'm still concerned about their pass catchers. But good win. Do it again. Let's go to week 3.
Before you get started, Alex, we've decided that we will be doing Chappelle Show quotes. I went on Reddit and searched favorite Chappelle Show quotes. I found 21 of them that I'm allowed to say. There were a lot that I'm not allowed to say, and there are good quotes. An inordinate amount of these quotes come from the Samuel L. Jackson beer skit. I don't care. It's the best skit.
It's incredible.
I used to think that the best skit was Rick James. I used to think it was Prince. I was wrong both times. It's Samuel L. Jackson. We already got one out of the way. I will do them in this order, which is the order that I found them on Reddit. I cannot go out of order. I have to shoehorn them. The challenge begins now.
Week 3, we have the Miami Dolphins going to play the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. The Bills are -12.
This game is disgusting.
Yes.
And I have a disgusting thought. As the day progresses, looking at the injury reports, thinking, I kind of want to bet on the fucking Dolphins. I won't do it. I don't know how I'm going to get these disgusting thoughts out of my head. I might have to purify myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. There's one. But like, it's tough. Like, on one hand, I know that the right thing to do is to bet on the Dolphins. I also know that I won't do it. That's it. It's a terrible game. The Bills roster is pretty shitty, especially without, like, 5 starters who are hurt. But Josh Allen's God. On the other side, the Dolphins are getting kind of a bad rap. They hung pretty tough with the Patriots. They're a pretty similar caliber team, despite having such a terrible quarterback. They'll tear up the Bills' shitty secondary. They'll get theirs. Probably not going to win, but they're not going to win. But 2 touchdowns? They could do 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that the right bet is the Dolphins, with that it's kind of the Bills are always Josh Allen and hope, which I feel like is a game that plays like up and down to the competition, because it's kind of like, all right, Josh just has to do something special here to get us a cushion or get us the lead. And so it's like, you know, maybe that's not true, but that's what I feel like.
Like, you're not going to run Josh. You're not going to be like, all right, Josh, go run around and risk injury. We're only up 15. You're going to be like, ooh, this is a great time to give our backup running back some halfback dives and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that that lends to them playing down to competition. It's a division game. I agree the Dolphins have kind of gotten that, oh, this is the shitter team that's completely fallen apart rap that they always like to throw out at the beginning of the year. Yeah, they don't have a quarterback. The roster's not incredible, but they have a good matchup, like you said, with the receivers, the Dolphins receivers and pass catchers, with that McDaniel scheme against that really weak secondary with the Bills. So I mean, the Dolphins aren't winning this game, but I think they might actually keep it close. And at 12, I don't want to bet on it because it's terrifying and it's going to be an ugly game. But I think it makes sense to bet on them. But I don't want to, especially when we're talking about the first game of the week.
Yeah, I mean it's rough. I have no idea on earth how I'm gonna work quote 2 into this fucking thing, but this is why we play the game. Speaking of next game, let's bring it to Sunday.
You're just going to need a team that you actually like, which you're not going to get in this one.
Nope.
First up, in the 12 o'clock hour, we have the Indianapolis Colts going to play the Tennessee Titans. The Colts are minus 3.5.
I lean Colts. Again, it's not even because I'm super high on the Colts, but I'm open to the idea of being high on the Colts, and I want to fade the Titans. They're terrible. At 3.5, the number is too big. These are division rivals. These are flawed teams. I don't want to lay that much. Yeah, like if at the opening line, which is Colts minus 2, yeah, I consider it. But yeah, I mean, fuck, I'd take it. I think I'd take almost anybody laying 2 against the Titans.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but at 3.5 it gets scary because, like you said, it's a division game.
You gotta believe in a team to lay 3.5 against a division rival,
right? Because in some respects, it might as well be a touchdown.
Yeah, and it's in Tennessee.
Colts are going to be outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know if that matters in September, but it's just
been cold.
Man, has
been cold for you. Cold for like a week here.
No, it's fucking like 80 today, dude. New York is low key kind of the South.
I know it gets swampy, but it's already kind of chilly here.
But yesterday I sweat my ass off walking to work, and it's only a 30-minute walk. Where the fuck why is PFF not showing me this game? Do they not think it exists? Are you seeing it? Am I insane?
They're protecting you.
They're like, dude, you really don't want to see the lineups here.
You're like, come on. You don't want to do this to yourself. There it is.
Okay, we've got the lineups. Yeah, just as I suspected. All the players I already knew played for these teams. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the Titans have nothing to hang their hat on offense. Like, their line is Skoronski, who's above average, and then a bunch of shit that's not quite average. Their receivers are not good. And Calvin Ridley's dropped like 6 balls already in 2 games. I feel bad for Cam Ward because, like, on one hand, he's not playing well, but he's not playing terribly, and his stats certainly seem to suggest he is. So, like, on one hand, I feel bad for him, and then on the other hand, I'm seeing Titans fans just worked into a frenzy, and I'm like, you guys are straight up dumb. They're praising Cam Ward. It's that meme that I made last year that nobody else seems to appreciate. Where it's like, remember the old Rick Ross meme where it's him versus Lizzo? It's like, put a shirt on, Rick Ross, which is definitely what they referred to him as in the meme. And then they were like, Lizzo, so brave. And I cropped Will Levis's face over Rick Ross and called him Mayo instead. Like, Will Levis on 3rd down scrambles around in the red zone and tries to make a play, pitching it to his running back, turns into a fumble. Everybody loses their mind and makes a meme. Cam Ward does the exact same shit. The running back makes a great catch to get the fucking pitch, and all the Titans fans are like, that's the difference. It's like, what's the difference? That the running back made a good play on the same fucking shit? Put a shirt on, Mayo. It's the same shit. It's very frustrating. And, like, I want Cam Ward to succeed. He's a fun guy to watch play. But this team is ridiculously bad.
It is very bad. And the Colts are hot.
Colts are, dude, watch this. I'm going to flip this. Look at the Colts offense. Just lovely. Like,
there's a lot of green.
I love their receivers. I like their 4th and 5th receiver. A.D. Mitchell doesn't even make their fucking lineup on PFF, and he's sick. Jonathan Taylor, top 7 back, maybe top 5, definitely top 8.
That sounds right. I do not have a list of the backs. That is not one that I keep up with.
That's a Matt and Shane quote. I'm top 5. You're not even top 3. Fuck, we should have done Matt and Shane.
Wrong one.
We're doing Matt and Shane next. We can break it up into testaments. Yeah, offensive line is sick. Fuck it. I lean Colts. If we run out, I could go Colts. Like,
yeah, I mean that number scares me for a team that I still don't think is that good.
Oh, I hate it.
It's fucking Daniel Jones, man. But
look at the rest of the fucking card.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah, you have a point.
All right, let's move on for now.
Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons going to play the Carolina Panthers. The Falcons are minus 5.5.
Fuck. I just realized how I could have worked in oil bitch you cooking. What are the Titans used to be called, Alex?
The Oilers.
Bitch you cooking?
Does that count?
Yeah, that counts. It's not even a very good quote. It's not that funny.
No, I don't even know which one that's from.
It's Tyrone Biggums.
That makes sense.
Bitch you cooking? All right, Falcons, Panthers. Panthers are in a similar boat to the Titans where just like I don't think anything can save them.
Yeah, it's sledding out there.
Like, oh my God, the 5'7" quarterback who's not fast and doesn't have a big arm and isn't particularly good at reading a defense, mostly because he can't fucking see it. It doesn't work, and it's 3 years in, and it's never worked. But like, fuck, we're still surprised. Yeah, I mean, Panthers are the side. 5.5 is too many points to lay with a team where I don't trust the quarterback.
Falcons are the side, you mean?
What did I say?
Panthers.
Yeah, I remember rubbing my feet all over Eddie Murphy's couch. It's fucking 10:30. I'm still at the office. It's a long goddamn day. Sometimes I'm just going to kind of lose my mind a little bit. But I can still think football. Why won't PFF ever show me the goddamn lineups? I am lost. Oh, it's the first one. All right, we got to recoup, get our brain back together.
Yeah, get it together.
Fuck. This is a tough challenge I made for myself. Yeah, I mean, dude, again, just look at the PFF. I think it's generally right. Name 2 players on that offensive line who deserve to start. I don't even know what a Zavala is. I've never heard of this guy.
Sebi?
Chandler Zavala. I don't fucking know. 28 pass block grade. God.
Oh my God.
Alex?
It's PFF, but yeah, that's bad. Taylor Moton's been pretty good.
Yeah, but we know how much he loves blowing assignments.
He does.
Yeah, I don't like this game. I don't want to talk about this game. Let's talk about another game. Ooh, I kind of like this game. Ooh, I actually really like. Do it.
I did not want to talk about that game. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders going to play the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are -3.5 at even odds.
This game is information based. If Marcus Mariota is starting, the line will move, and we will bet the fuck out of it. Right? If Marcus Mariota plays, this line probably goes down to like what, -1?
Yeah, probably.
Pick 'em even. Like, it's going to move significantly. The market still thinks Jaden Daniels is special, and he's absolutely the furthest thing from it. Last week, Jaden Daniels had one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Was that the first time you bet on him too?
Yes, it is the first and only time I've ever bet on Jaden Daniels. As soon as I placed the bet and the game started, I was like, wait a second. I was right about him. Why did I? What legitimately what happens, peek behind the curtain, is every summer I spend 3 to 5 months just getting absolutely attacked by fucking idiots. And a significant portion of me, because I'm human, is like, shit, the mainstream and millions of idiots out there are probably right. There's so many of them. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I am biased. Maybe I'm letting bias creep into my evaluations. And then the season rolls around and I watch the player, whether it be Joe Burrow or Jaden Daniels or Bryce Young, and I'm like, oh no, it's that fucking bad. Or like conversely, I'll be like, yeah, maybe they're all right. Maybe I am too high on Baker Mayfield. Maybe he's better than they think, but way worse than I think. And I watch it and I'm like, oh no, that's probably like the second best quarterback in the league at the worst. So yeah, Jaden Daniels, he is who I thought he was. But to the extent Marcus Mariota plays, I think they are a better team. I would bet, no, I'm not going to do Malcolm X, Bryant Gumbel about Jaden Daniels. I'm not that dumb, Alex. It is going to be difficult.
I'm just looking at a few other games that are coming up and looking at the quotes. This is a mistake letting me see the quotes too.
I know, and dude, I'm gonna have to work white people like Wayne Brady, and then immediately thereafter turn to, is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? Dude, I've set myself up to fail. No, if Marcus Mariota is starting, I bet Commanders -3.5. If Jaden Daniels is starting, I lean Raiders. The Commanders are a 7.5 win caliber team. Now, due to their schedule and like, you know, random shit happening as it does every season, they may win more or less than that. But like, that's the caliber. You know what I mean? Like, they're an average ass football team. And with Marcus Mariota, I think that boosts up to like a 9 instead of a 7.
Yeah, I mean, in the one game he played for him last year. Two. He was great.
I mean, like, immaculate. And also, the second game, he only played like 3 quarters, like 2.5 quarters against the Cowboys, you may remember. And they were shutting Jaden Daniels the fuck down. He could not move the ball. Mariota comes in, immediately starts leading touchdown drives, comeback win. Like, clearly, both film-wise and statistically, Marcus Mariota is a much better quarterback, at least in this offense, and also in every other offense. But, yeah, and Jaden Daniels got a bum knee. He's hurt. Commanders fans are already so scarred by RG3. He's a skinny boy. You got to protect him. He's the franchise. Yeah, let Jaden Daniels sit a little bit. Play Marcus Mariota. Let me make my motherfucking money.
All right, so are we going to put an official bet of if this number moves to X or if Marcus Mariota plays?
If Marcus Mariota starts, we bet a unit and a hat. We bet 2 units. If Marcus Mariota starts and this line comes under 3, we bet 2 units on the Commanders. But if Marcus Mariota doesn't play, we don't touch it. This is the problem. We're even recording late. It's Wednesday night. We took the extra time because we know nobody's betting on Thursday night this week. But like, I don't know how we can make a bet without the information of who the starting fucking quarterback is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I just feel like once it comes out, since it's going to be after this podcast, if someone is theoretically waiting on that bet and then they hear, oh, Mariota's playing or oh, Jaden Daniels is playing, and be like, oh, okay, they said if under 3 and it's Mariota or 3 or under maybe. I don't know what you want to do on that.
If it's no. If it's -3 or better, we bet 2 units,
Cool.
as long as Mariota's starting.
Yeah, so the 2 conditions. Mariota starts, it's -3 or better than 2 units. Otherwise, we're not touching it. A lot of conditions, but we love Mariota.
Kind of like how white people love Wayne Brady because he makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X. I love Marcus Mariota because he makes Jaden Daniels look like Cockadookie.
What is that word?
That is also a Chappelle Show quote. The Cockadookie and the Stinky Stinky. It's from the Mudbutt.
I feel like I've heard it a few times today.
Yeah, no, I've done it twice. It's from the Mudbutt skit where they do the civil rights movement, but it's actually a guy who had to poop. All right, now for the toughest, roughest segue possible. Oh, dude, I'm so glad I got this out of the way before we got to the Browns. That almost got dicey. Also, perfect fucking segue with the Mudbutt skit. The Browns.
Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers going to play the Cleveland Browns. The Packers are -7.5.
Thank God that the Gen Z slang was last week because Bussy would have come in real handy for Browns Packers.
Yeah, you got saved a little bit there.
Yeah.
Or did you get robbed?
Regardless, I dipped myself directly into the volcano, regardless of whether or not I was placed there. Packers, Browns. Packers are a team I kind of want to fade. I think they're a little overhyped. People are a little too excited about their defense. And like, okay, last week, the funniest possible thing happened. The Packers gained all of their yards on short throws and yak like they usually do. Because largely, Kevin Stefanski and Matt LaFleur run extremely similar offenses. It's the West Coast wide zone with a power element, right? It's just that Matt LaFleur likes to mix in deep shots, whereas Kevin Stefanski is religiously opposed to deep shots. Last week, the Packers threw deep, I believe it was 8 times, and Jordan Love completed one of them, and it was an underthrow that his wide receiver stole on the sideline. Because he threw deep, even though none of them were accurate and catchable, their average depth of target was like 12 yards, but all of the plays that actually were completed and gained yards were short passes with yak, like screens and drags. So the stats are so far off on the Packers, and like a lot of the Packers' pressure and a lot of the Packers' defensive success was just Jaden Daniels shitting all over himself. We can't get away from the civil rights poop skit. And I don't even have it once in our quotes, but the Packers are fraudulent. They're statistically fraudulent. The market is going to severely overrate them, and yet I just can't get there with the Browns.
No, I mean, the offensive line is a mess. Wyatt Teller looks bad. Joel Bitonio is aging. He's still good, but
both of their guards are good players who seriously considered retirement.
Yeah, and then DeJuan Jones he's not doing it. He's been terrible. So their line has been iffy. And then, I don't know. I mean, like, I love the story with Flacco, but he's just a little off on everything. They're also just kind of snake bit because they've outgained the team they've played both games.
Well, it's really easy to outgain the Ravens when you keep turning the ball over at your own 5-yard line for easy touchdowns.
Yeah, that helps.
But no, like, the Browns defense is probably the best in the NFL. I think that's actually legitimately fair to say.
It's very good.
The Packers' pass rush will be significantly mitigated by the run game and the quick passing that Stefanski loves, but I don't trust Flacco to move the ball. If worst comes to worst and you have to get into a drop-back passing scenario, the corpse of Jack Conklin and DeJuan Jones's mercurial ass are not going to get you there. It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. I don't want to step in front of the Packers too early and fuck myself.
Yeah, I think when we do it, we should pick a better team than the fucking Browns.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
Like, at 7.5, like, that's a great number, but I don't like that, especially after they just got completely blown out by the Ravens despite not actually playing that bad in a lot of respects. So, like, maybe that means we should bet on the Packers because, like, the luck can't keep going that way, or bet on the Browns, but we know who they are.
It's not luck if you're starting Joe Flacco in his 40s.
Yeah, it's not the one to try and jump the Packers.
Like, turnover luck is a thing, but it's not a thing when the quarterback is the one turning it over.
Yeah, so I think we leave that one and just keep in mind to fade the Packers once they play a team we somewhat like.
A real team, yeah.
Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to play the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are -3.
The battle of backup quarterbacks. I'm inclined to bet on the Bengals.
I mean, maybe. Like, what's his name has been incredible for them. Like, the offense looks like they don't miss a beat.
Jake Browning is the same caliber of quarterback as Joe Burrow. At least in this, I don't believe that. I think Joe Burrow is better. But in this offense, it's all the same. Because Joe Burrow is going to throw hook routes to Jamar Chase. And Jake Browning is going to throw hook routes to Jamar Chase. That's all you do. The rest doesn't matter, right? So, like, I think on a different team or with different receivers, Joe Burrow would be helpful over Jake Browning. But in this offense, frankly, I think Jake Browning's probably a little better for them, because he can actually operate from under center, so they can run the ball a lot better. They can use play action. Joe Burrow can't, because he refuses to do anything but shotgun. I don't like saying this, but we're betting on the Bengals. The Vikings' offensive line might be the worst in the NFL, certainly in pass block scenarios, and Trey Hendrickson is good. Carson Wentz is a constant disappointment. He's been in the offense for 3 weeks? He doesn't know this fucking thing. This is a recipe for disaster. And then, yeah, you've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins going against terrible cornerbacks. I love this bet, actually. I fucking love this bet. People are going to think that J.J. McCarthy is the problem. He's the furthest thing from it. This Vikings team has a ton of issues, and the coach is one of them. Let's bet the fucking Bengals.
Bengals, +3?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I think it's even odds, too.
I promised friend of the podcast, Wales Bet. I promised him that we would not bet on this game in our contest entry. We're betting on this fucking game in our contest entry. It's gonna be one of my 2 picks that I get veto power on. Yeah, fucking regular ass odds, dude. This is sick. Hell yeah, Batman. All right, Bengals +3. Handicap, you've got a great pass rusher against a terrible offensive line. Justin School, their left tackle, because Darisaw's out. Legitimately the worst left tackle I've ever seen. And I watched the Titans last year. Nick Petit-Frere played right tackle. That's the trick right there. And that's why I'm a lawyer. But yeah, you've got Carson Wentz, a mercurial quarterback who doesn't understand the offense. And frankly, I think it's generous to call Carson Wentz mercurial. He hasn't been the good part of Mercury in 5 years. Bad offensive line, quarterback who doesn't know the system, run game not working, coach being way too conservative and shitty. On the other side of the ball, terrible secondary versus Jamar motherfucking Chase. Let's eat this wheat, dude. I'm so stoked. I might bet 2 on this. I like this bet.
No, I think it's a good bet. I mean, we've seen what the Bengals offense looks like with Browning, and production-wise, it's pretty damn similar.
Dude, the fucking plebes are starting to notice, too. I saw somebody tweeting the other day, for an elite quarterback, the Bengals never seem to produce any worse when Joe Burrow is gone. And we've got yet another large sample coming up that's going to prove me goddamn right.
Yeah, and he gets a pretty easy entry against it's a confusing defense. We know that Flores is going to throw crazy stuff and exotic blitzes and everything, but they just don't really have the guys.
Well, also, you know what the number one solution for facing a crazy defense is? We're just gonna throw a fucking hook to Jamar Chase, and he's just gonna be bigger and better and faster than you, and you can't really, you know it's coming. You've schemed to stop it. You can't. Also, watch over the course of this year, the Bengals' offensive line will miraculously be so much better. And then Joe Burrow will come back, and suddenly they'll suck again.
But yeah, I mean, the Bengals, they have 2 elite receivers against a bad secondary. They should be able to score at will, and I don't think the Vikings are going to be able to do that because they're going to be under too much pressure with a not very good quarterback that's not familiar with the offense. It feels weird, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I also do. On a related note, did you know that I named my penis Abich?
I can't see the quotes anymore, so now I'm surprised by them as well.
The reason I bring this up is because after Jake Browning has 12 games of sample size leading a similarly efficient offense to Joe Burrow, I'm going to have to choke Abich. That's the closest I can fucking get to is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch. I think I fucking It's not close. It's not that close, but I paid it off because it was clever.
I was about to say, I think you make up the points in creativity.
Yeah.
Next game.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are -3.
So we're betting on Los Angeles, and we're going to find out what their money line is. And don't worry, we will also be betting them on the spread. I cannot wait. The Bird Watcher, I almost doxed him. I almost also released some personal information. Last week, I was very nice to the Bird Watcher for reasons that we won't get into. I was extremely happy for the Bird Watcher and also the Lady Bird Watcher, who is also the flight attendant. But now, we are back to the tears, Mr. Bird Watcher. We are back to rooting against you. Because you decided you did not want to see Jalen Hurts get hurt. You decided that it was mean of me to suggest that something should befall Jalen Hurts, keeping him off the field. And I was only trying to help you. I was trying to give you a chance to get Sam Howell on the field so that the Eagles could win the Super Bowl again in easy fashion. But you didn't want that. So now it is time for you to cry tears. It is time for you to cry salty, salty tears. They will run down your cheeks and into your mouth. How's it taste, motherfucker? And there's one.
Maybe it's because I just have so many good memories associated with those quotes. But I like this one so much more.
I like it less, but I also love it. Last week, the Gen Z thing actually gave me reason to live, which might have fueled me through the special teams disasters that almost ensued. Let's just quickly check what the money line is on this game, according to BetStamp, which is the app created by one of my Twitter rivals, and I use it to spite him, and he doesn't acknowledge the fact that I'm not a fraud despite it. What a fucked up world. We can get the Rams +165, and we certainly will. Drink up, Bird Watcher. You'll be fucking fat bitches in no time. There's another. Okay, we should actually talk about the game now that I've gotten out of the way that I fucking love this bet. As we talked about earlier in the podcast, I think that the Eagles are huge frauds. I think they're completely and entirely living off of a reputation from winning a Super Bowl in a year where I feel like they were pretty overrated Super Bowl champions anyhow. After the Super Bowl, people were asking, is this the best Super Bowl team ever? Is this one of the most loaded rosters of all time? Not even close. They weren't clearly the best NFC team last year, as evidenced pretty blatantly, in my opinion, by the fact that this Rams team outplayed them in the playoffs in a blizzard and should have won, despite an injured ancient Matt Stafford in a blizzard. Well, Matt Stafford looks as healthy as he's ever looked. It's not going to snow, and he's older, but he's playing the best football I've seen him play in 3 or 4 years. Matt Stafford is on a tear. He's PFF's quarterback #1, and I can't hate it. I think Josh Allen probably deserves it instead, but Stafford's top 3. He's right there with Baker.
He's hitting those tight windows, classic Stafford.
And he's doing it so damn quick. I think he's got one of the 3 or 4 lowest times to throw in the pocket, and yet his ADOT, his average depth of target, is amongst the highest. The Rams are also starting to figure out their roster. They're getting Jordan Whittington involved in the slot, my fucking boy, who I adored when he was at Texas. I found him when he was a sophomore at Texas, and I was like, the way this man moves and blocks tells me that he's going to be a good fucking slot receiver. And then for 2 years, just nobody talked about him. And the Rams found him, and it's the perfect home for him. Devontae Adams is making sick catches. He's not separating a ton. He's still not very fast, but he knows how to set you up on a go ball, and his hands are great. Puka Nacua is hitting his stride, reaching that next level. God forbid he ever stay healthy for 1 fucking day. It's always something with this dude. It's too on the nose to do the next quote, which is, a shark ate me. A fucking shark ate me. I know that's your favorite, so I had to include it. You can't do that for the Hawaiian guy. It's also inappropriate because he's from Las Vegas. The man's never seen salt water. So that's not true. He surfs, but still. I've got an Eagles team with good, but how do we put it? Adoree Jackson's a good corner. He's not great. He's falling off. He's played like shit this year, but it's because he's a small corner and he's been facing off against big dudes, possession receivers. Enter Puka Nacua, who's only 6'1", but he plays like he's about 6'6", and he's probably the strongest receiver in the NFL.
He's strong.
See, I wish I could jump around with the quotes, but I can't. I have to stick to the game honestly.
Rules made by who?
Me, but I follow them. See, and then people on Twitter are like, oh, you're biased. You manipulate your charts and your data to serve your purposes. And I'm like, do you guys have any idea how strict I am on myself? I enjoy creating strict fucking rules for no reason to make life more interesting. That's half the fun. And then you got Devontae Adams, who is the perfect matchup for Quinyon Mitchell, because Quinyon Mitchell is as big and as athletic as anybody out there. But the number one thing you can, like, the weakest link in Quinyon Mitchell's bag is essentially, like, he's a second-year corner who lost a year in college to injury, and he's coming from D2. Or not D2, but like the MAC, which is D2. We can say that. It's our word, not yours. But because we're MAC guys. But
yeah.
Also, shout out Mac, who's going to be listening this week. Talk to Mac. Good guy. Fucking miss that guy. But also the MAC, the conference. Devontae Adams is not very big and he's not very athletic, but he's crafty as fucking hell. So like you've got fire and ice here. Devontae Adams, Quinyon Mitchell. And then, yeah, Cooper DeJean's sick, but whatever. Let him eat up Jordan Whittington. Eat him like a shark. If after the game Jordan Whittington is at the press box saying, he ate me, a fucking shark ate me, the Rams are going to be A-okay. I love him. They don't need him. Additionally, the Rams are going to start... Dude, I think Blake Corum is going to be the starting running back for the Rams within the next 2 weeks, just because it's night and day how much more efficient he is than Kyron Williams' slow ass.
And they did just pay Kyron Williams like $30 million, though.
Yeah, but they did just draft fucking Blake Corum in the second round.
Yeah, but their top draft picks are useless. They only like their like 3rd through 6th rounders.
It's mostly 4th through 7th, but yeah, your point remains accurate as hell. Look at that defensive line, Alex. Do you know half these guys? I'll give you the easy one. Jalen Carter. Yeah, he's sick as fuck. Do you know the other 3?
Isn't it Nolan Smith?
Yep, who's very tiny.
Isn't that like Jalix Hunt?
It is Jalix Hunt. Do you know where he went to college?
Oof. No.
Nobody does.
I know Nolan Smith went to Georgia.
Well, yeah, Nolan Smith is known. Yeah, Jalix Hunt went to Houston Christian.
What?
Apparently they have a football program.
Is it D1?
Fuck no. It's Houston Christian. He definitely did a crime or some shit to end up there. There's no way. Is that fucked up to say?
Maybe he didn't have great grades.
That also might be fucked up to say. Okay, listen. Whatever Jalix Hunt did to end up at Houston Christian and still get drafted in the 3rd round, we're not allowed to say it without knowing it for certain because it would sound bad. There's no good excuse.
I mean, there's like only 2 ways you're that good and you don't end up at a good school, though. It's like either you're a potentially bad person or you have like a 1.0 GPA.
Listen, not for nothing. So long fried rice, hello fried chicken is my next quote I have to hit. I can't hit it now. It's inappropriate.
No, you can't.
But I made you laugh by using it. That counts. We're on to the next. I gotta be careful, dude. That one is way too close to racist.
Yeah, I saw that on the list and I was like, I'm kind of shocked you put that one on there.
Look, I didn't say it. Tiger Woods said it through Dave Chappelle's body. I don't know how the fuck else to incorporate it without it being bad. That's as close as we're getting.
That's fair. I'll grant you that one.
So if you look at this defensive line, we got Jalix Hunt, who we've established is probably a monster or very, very dyslexic. He's also just like not that good. He's athletic as hell, and he might become good, but as a starter, as a rotational edge, fine. As a starter, it's not like that. And then I think it's Moro Ojamo. See, I don't know shit about this guy. Yeah. I wanted to say it was David. Maybe he goes by David sometimes, like one of those Justin Matabuike is now not Justin, or like
Odafe Owe.
Jason Owe is now Odafe. I have a rule. If you are drafted going by a certain name, you are not allowed to change your name after that. You had every chance to change your name at or before the draft. If I study you for the draft, knowing you by a name, that's your fucking name. Like Jackson Smith. His name is Jackson Smith. He added in Jigba for fun, but he did it before the draft, so I will honor his silly request. Man was Jackson Smith his whole damn life, and he was like, oh, that's the plainest, most boring name. In Jigba, that's fun. Throw it in. We're not going to make any Chappelle Show references about his name. So close. Bad. It's dangerous business. Yeah, no, I love the Rams, and I also think the Eagles are vastly overrated.
Plus, the Rams are going to be able, I think the biggest part of it is the Rams are going to be able to compete on the defensive line.
Exactly.
One, the Eagles' O-line's beat up, and they're under a microscope right now with all the tush-push stuff, because I guarantee they're going to crack down on that.
Well, they already started. Did you see in the Chargers game? They stopped the play and made everybody back up because they're not fucking around with the offsides anymore.
Yeah, and I think after last week where it was, the Super Bowl rematch, like the big, was it the late slate or was it Sunday Night Football? It was late slate, right?
Late slate.
Yeah. It was like the premier game of the late slate with 2 other shitter games in that time slot because I knew everyone was watching it, and everyone was, and everyone saw how many what should have been false starts and offsides that the Eagles got on tush pushes.
Tom Brady threw up his hands and said, "This is not football."
Yeah. And, like, I mean, Dean Blandino, or I think it was him, whoever, like, the rules analyst was like, I hate this play. Like, it's impossible to try and, like, regulate this, and
He literally said, I'm done with the tush push. It's impossible to officiate. And it is. Yeah. And like, I've always been on the side of we should ban the tush push, not because it's cheating, not because it provides anybody an unfair advantage, but, like, it's dumb, it's not football, and it's extremely unethical. Like, if we were to take our time and line the offensive line up properly and really strictly call false starts, sure, run the fucking tush push. But we can't, and we don't, so we should. It's also just not fucking fun. And you know what? Saquon Barkley's probably getting a fucking yard too. So let's just play real football, huh?
Yeah.
But for some reason, Eagles fans are like super emotionally attached to it because I think, frankly, what I think it is like the Eagles haven't gained that much expected points, that many expected points, that many expected wins from the fucking tush push. It makes very little difference. But I think it's the only thing that Eagles fans can point to and be like, see, our quarterback's good at something. I'm genuinely serious. You can't say Jalen Hurts is a great runner. He's not. He's not near the level of a Fields, a Lamar, a Josh Allen. He's Baker Mayfield level runner, and not even like as exciting because Baker does weird shit. Jalen Hurts does normal shit. Frankly, it's funny to see the tiny white boy scamper around chaotically and still somehow get yards you don't feel like he should. Jalen Hurts looks like an athlete. It's not as fun. He's a big, strong man.
What do you mean looks like an athlete?
I mean, he's got an extra bone in his foot.
Episode.
He's obviously got another bone in his foot. Did you have like racist adults tell you that as a fucking kid?
I think I heard like in middle school that like
I had a real fucked up football coach who said that shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I was hearing it from like 10-year-olds.
Well, then all of the 11-year-olds on that football team were like, yeah, no, it's true. By the way, black football coach. He was telling the white kids, like, no, the reason that the black kids play skill positions is they have an extra bone in their foot. They're faster.
We should move off of this.
Welcome to Rogers Park, Chicago, baby. Very strange mix of people. Rogers Park is a far north side neighborhood, which is half fairly wealthy people and then half literal projects, and they get along exactly how you think they would. Makes no sense.
The Rams D-line, I think, is going to be able to foil a lot of what the Eagles want to do.
Yes. I know that Jordan Mailata is the number one ranked fucking... that's where I got that from. The other day I tweeted, this Jordan Mailata guy at USC better be good because the quarterbacks in this draft class seem to suck. Yeah, his name is Jaden Mailata. I married him with Jordan Mailata, the tackle for the Eagles. I'm getting washed, dude. It's happening in real time. I'm a lawyer who doesn't remember anybody's names, and I'm tired all the time. Sick. I'm just my boss now. Jared Verse is a freak of nature. He's incredible. He also plays like the most pure form of defensive end. He's not winning with speed and flash. He don't have a bag. Jared Verse is going to beat you by pushing you harder than you can withstand and then running past where you used to be standing. He's like Deacon Jones style, old-fashioned, fuck you power defensive end, and it's beautiful shit. He's also damn athletic. And then Byron Young on the other side is like the perfect opposite. He's just a fucking freaky finesse rusher, great bend, great moves. I know Mailata's ranked number one. He don't look like number one. He got by Dante Fowler several times against the Cowboys. If you get got by Dante Fowler, consider some things.
Yeah, I mean, he looked hurt that game.
Yeah, I agree. But also, so does Landon Dickerson, whose back is broken in half. Mm-hmm. So does Cam Jurgens, who looks banged up, has a bad leg. So does Lane Johnson, who looks as old as he fucking actually is.
Yeah,
like,
and he's terminally hurt.
Always. I mean, I think he plays with like no cartilage in his knee.
That makes sense.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he's one of the top 5 tackles of all time, but we're not doing the Dylon, but I'm edging you. We could have done Dylon. We're going to save it. This episode's a great example of why you should be watching the YouTube, because then you can see the quote bucket as we go.
It's important.
Yeah, no, dude, and also, like, at base, you know what most of the NFL is? Like, betting on the NFL, 70% of the handicap is just, yo, I found this quarterback who's clearly way better than his reputation, and he's playing against this quarterback who's clearly way worse than his reputation, and I'm going to bet on the one who's better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be as simple as that. I think it's a good matchup for the Rams. They're playing well right now, and I think they're kind of catching the Eagles at a good good spot considering the injuries. And Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown the ball beyond, 10 yards? Like more than a couple times this year? Is that what you told me?
He has 2 completions of over 6 air yards on the season.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, he hasn't...
And one was a jump ball to Devontae Smith that the cornerback ran away from on accident.
Yeah, and I know that they've had success passing the ball deep with this pretty much exact group of people, but it has to end eventually when you have a not very good quarterback, especially a bad thrower of a quarterback.
Yep.
And Matt Stafford's great. I like the bet. Looks like best bet, at least for now.
Definitely best bet. Motherfucking cha-ching. Motherfucking salty tears, birdwatcher. Motherfucking remember when Bill Belichick's girlfriend tried to trademark the trail of salty, salty tears? That's the most fucked up shit I ever heard. I can say it. You can't say it. I mean, that shit's really fucked up, dude.
It is. It's insane, but it kind of feels like most things she does are insane.
Well, what I think you're trying to say is she's insane, and I won't stand for such misogyny on my fucking podcast, okay?
Lock it in. Best bet, Rams, 1 unit +3 at +104 odds, and 1 unit money line at +165 odds.
I don't even know where the fucking rails are any, because we're awful. Adding the quote bucket has changed the trajectory of this podcast forever, but we're 1-0 with winning weeks when we do the quote bucket, so bussy it is.
Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to play the New England Patriots. The Steelers are -1.5.
I can't wait to lose my extremely lovely career because I can't stop saying bussy. And I either get doxxed or I accidentally say it in court. Your Honor,
How would you even say
opposing counsel's bussy was out. I couldn't focus. Opposing counsel really showed his bussy, all right? This is...
The judge would just immediately put you in jail.
No, he wouldn't. There is not a chance in hell that any bar-certified person in this nation knows what bussy means. Except for... I had to cut that because I had too much fun with the bussy. Next game.
We already introduced it. Steelers Patriots. -1.5 on the Steelers.
I'm sorry, Charlie Murphy. I was having too much fun.
That's a bonus.
That's a bonus one. It's not on the list. All right. Steelers Patriots. This game is super actionable. The line is -1.5, or I guess the line is just 1.5 because you don't have to bet on the favorite. Do you have an instinct on this game?
No, mostly because I have watched like a collective 10 plays from both of these teams this year.
Okay, so let me summarize each offense for you. The Patriots are going to throw the ball to running backs. I know that you think that that's the beginning of like a list, but that's it. They're going to throw swing passes to running backs. And then they're going to throw wheel routes to running backs. Now you understand. I'm glad we had this discussion. Like legitimately, that's probably 80% of their passing offense.
That feels like a bad matchup for the Steelers, or against the Steelers. Like
So part of the Steelers confused the hell out of me because this defense should be great, but a lot of the pieces that I felt I could really rely on being great are super not great. For instance, the first one is Peyton Wilson, who I love. Top 5 player on my board 2 years ago in the draft. Excellent linebacker out of NC State. He had injury problems, so he fell a little bit to the second round, but like undeniably a great talent. And then last year as a rookie, he looked sick. Motherfucker just can't tackle anymore. He's getting abused. He looks terrible. And it's not like, oh no, but like they don't see, but like he's actually sick. No. He to me, a guy who loves him, he looks like shit. I don't like it. I don't support it. I think it's a sin, and they should do it away from me. Missing tackles, that is. I'm having way too much fun. I gotta chill out.
You got a lot to get through still.
I know. This is also my favorite Chappelle Show quote, and I have no idea how I'm going to use it.
Oh, I already actually came up with a way.
Are you going to do your first quote bucket?
No, of course not. I'm not going to steal your thunder like that. This is your show.
I would kind of like if you did, because I don't have any ideas.
I think it is actually a two-person thing, though, which is, I think it's best for a quarterback. I mean, we can just shoehorn it in here, which is you can ask Drake May to do a lot of things. You can ask him to carry an offense on his back. You can ask him to try and run with a terrible offensive line and awful receiver. One thing you can also ask him is who are the 5 greatest rappers of all time?
I think I can one-up you.
Go for it. You said your show, man.
Josh McDaniels' offense has the creativity of Dylon. When tasked with figuring out a target for any passing play, Josh McDaniels' answer is Ramondre Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson. Because he thinks that He spits hot fire. But much like Dylon cannot rap, in fact, Dylon struggles with speaking words into microphones. You're too close, man. Josh McDaniels doesn't understand how to throw the ball to a fucking wide receiver. Like, they had one play, one deep shot drawn up to a wide receiver, and it was literally Kayshon Boutte, somehow a real name, and a real wide receiver in the NFL. Boutte, that's a sin, whoever did that. Their one deep shot was just like, hey, Kayshon Boutte, jog next to a cornerback. Drake May's gonna drop a dime on your fucking knuckles and just like catch the ball with maybe a quarter centimeter of separation. That's not a play. That's a challenge. On the other side of the ball, the Steelers defense is just underwhelming. Peyton Wilson, we've already been over it. But like Cam Hayward, I know he rates highly on PFF. He has not, absolutely not been the guy he once was against the run. Like it used to be, you can't run up the middle, much like Vita Vea. Like you just can't. Because Cam Hayward's going to just shut everything down. And he's not doing that whatsoever. TJ Watt continues to be a stat patter. He chases sacks by rushing extremely wide and just abandoning his rush lanes. And teams are gashing the Steelers up the middle. Yeah, like Darius Slay is pretty washed, but we knew that. Jalen Ramsey looks good.
Yeah, he does.
But it's largely because of the offense that you have to play to exploit the Steelers' weaknesses is you have to run the ball a lot. The Patriots will do that. Mm-hmm. And you have to throw the ball kind of short because you can basically take TJ Watt and Nate Herbig out of the game by not doing long developing drop back passes because they're only rushing the passer. They are not playing defense. They're just looking for sacks. And if you're going to run a condensed offense, Jalen Ramsey is your kryptonite because the motherfucker he can hit and he's quick. Hitting these in order is really hurting me because so many of these are doable if I just could have used them earlier. I don't like the Patriots offense, but I also don't like the Steelers defense. I think that the Patriots offense that they will run, which is lots of inside runs, lots of quick passes, I think that that's the best way to exploit this Steelers team. I also think that the Steelers have been sloppy for 2 straight weeks and they're going to tighten that shit up eventually. Like, this is Mike Tomlin. If he's not running a neat ship, then he's not doing anything. Flip to the other side of the ball. Patriots remember all summer when Patriots fans were telling me their defense was going to be fucking elite?
I do.
Once again, I was right. I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers. One of the best looking motherfuckers you ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch. Dylon, and Dylon. Because I spit hot fire. I know I did it with the running backs, but like saying the word Dylon really, there was a span of like 2 months in 6th grade where I just would walk around saying Dylon for no reason.
Yeah, I'm glad that you circled back and kind of got that one in.
I'll probably say Dylon more.
Good.
I'm back on the wagon. This defense is not special. Milton Williams is a good rotational defensive tackle. He's not very stout versus the run, and he can't play a full game of snaps at peak efficiency. Christian Barmore is really good, but he's not. Man, Patriots fans are saying Christian Barmore is better than Jeffrey fucking Simmons. Nobody's better than Jeff Simmons. Aaron Donald's better than Jeff Simmons. That's it. It is nice to see Harold Landry having a little bit of a career renaissance. I think he leads the NFL in sacks, but it's not sustainable. They're not like beat you up winning sacks. They're like cleanup sacks. They're like, busted protection sacks. I'm like, oh no, Carlton Davis is not very good. Who could have seen this coming? But Aaron Rodgers is having a hard time meshing with his wide receivers. Again, who could have ever seen this happen? Who could have guessed Aaron Rodgers would have chemistry problems with everybody he meets?
Is Christian Gonzalez going to play anytime soon?
Probably never. I've resigned myself to the fact that Christian Gonzalez is the best corner in the NFL and we'll never get to see it.
Yeah, that might be true. Because if he starts playing, that solves a lot of things. If you have that true number one shutdown corner.
Well, in this game particularly, because of how much Aaron Rodgers loves to just pick one wide receiver and decide that every ball needs to go to him. This time being DK Metcalf.
Exactly.
I think I hate both of these teams, and I don't really want to bet it. I'm sure that Wales will have a bet on this game, and I'll say, okay, fine. If I had to pick, I lean to the team with the elite quarterback, because the coaching is pretty similar. Actually, the coaching is really similar. And the Patriots' defense is probably a little better, despite both of them being underwhelming. And then the quarterback for the Patriots is way better. So actually, I think I just realized, fuck, the Patriots are definitely the side.
They might be.
It's a lean. Yeah, we got to get 5 fucking picks in, right?
I mean, I already have 2 with a couple other leans. I don't know. I'm just scared because the Steelers are always a bit of an enigma to me. And it's like at the point they're at right now, I'm just kind of waiting for that defense to have a game where they get 5 sacks and just destroy someone. And if the Patriots are, they're throwing to the running backs, and they're throwing into the flats, and then occasional Drake may save us. That feels like a bad setup with the Steelers defense that they have Jalen Ramsey that's like another linebacker or safety to go in and make those tackles in those areas. On top of Peyton Wilson, yeah, he can't tackle, but damn, we know he can get there.
What if he remembers how to, because he knew how to tackle.
Exactly. Like, he's been really good, and we know that he can still fly around and, like, get to the spot. So,
Counterpoint. So everything you're saying makes sense. And I agree that in theory, on paper, the Steelers are a defense built to stop this kind of offense.
right.
Problem. Last week, they played the Seahawks, who run this kind of offense, and it gashed them. And the week before that, they played the Jets, who run this kind of offense, and it gashed them. So at some point, fucking show me. You know, like, if the same thing keeps beating you, I'm going to keep riding that same thing until I can't.
Yeah. And I don't think they have, like, enough hype where, like, with the Packers, we can wait until they play a better team and kind of pounce on it. Whereas I feel like as soon as the Steelers, like if they lose this game, they're immediately going to be, like, all their overhyped value is going to be gone. Or any of that, like, oh, well, it's the Steelers. They're going to be favored in this game where it's kind of even.
Yeah.
So I feel like we do have to kind of jump on it if we want to do it.
I don't want to do it, but we're gonna fucking see what happens, all right? We're gonna...
Yeah, for the record, I don't want to do it either, but what you're laying out makes sense, and I think it's a good time to do it.
Those ones just mean they're contest picks.
Hurt.
But, fuck me. All right, let's wrap up this dog shit first hour.
Actually, two things I have to say about the Steelers. One thing TJ Watt has been doing a really good job in is actually the run game. When teams across both games, their, like, their efficiency and total yards and everything have been terrible. And when they've been running at the other side of the Steelers defense, it's been a lot better. That was one. Two, the Steelers have looked like shit already. So yeah, I don't know if we're actually getting that much value on them.
So running against a defensive lineman is typically the way you neutralize them because nobody makes a play when they're being run on, right? Like if you're running to the right, the left end, which in this case would be TJ Watt, is getting doubled and down blocked. So the way that you stop a run to the right is when the people on the right side of your defensive line swarm, right? So like, and it's one of those things where like problem with every stat is you can fucking nitpick every fucking stat. And the only way to really understand what's happening is to look. But like typically when people are doing these kinds of analysis with like, oh, runs to TJ Watt's side are not effective. Well, that actually means that the opposite side of the line is playing better because they're filling in, they're getting over. And then like runs away from TJ Watt are much more effective. Well, that's because TJ Watt's not pursuing properly and crashing down the line. He's looping outside and not containing, rush lanes. So it's messy, but technically that actually many data people would say that backfires. Personally, I can give a fuck. All stats lie. My eyes don't lie. I watch or I don't speak. I will not be speaking about this game. I'm probably not going to watch this game.
Next up, we have the New York Jets going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are -6.5.
So the Buccaneers have no offensive linemen left. Like literally 0 offensive starters are playing their position in this game due to Mock being hurt, Gadecki being hurt, Wirf's probably still being hurt. Barton is sliding to left tackle out of position, and Bredesen is sliding to center out of position. It's going to be rough. Justin Fields is also out. I don't think that makes the Jets worse, but it does mean that I get to say Tyrod Taylor. Again, if you would like me to call you something, say it by draft time. If you absolutely can't say it before you get drafted, say it before, I don't know, your second or third contract in the NFL, Tyrod.
Baker emphasized that it's the rod.
Fuck yo couch. That's one off the bucket. I'm not trying to be racist. No, but seriously, like, oh, it's Tyrod. Well, then how come it wasn't fucking Tyrod the first year you were a starter? Or the second year? How come it was Tyrod the fourth year you were a starter after an illustrious college career, after being a 5-star recruit that everybody had heard of? How come suddenly it was Tyrod? And oh, by the way, your own family members dispute that. Some of them call you Tyrod. Some of them call you Tyrod. Sounds a lot like somebody wants some fucking attention. Kind of exactly like, as we discussed last week on the pod, when my sister decided that she wanted to be called, and we decided, no, you're not. Because fuck them, that's why. And we got another. Don't change your fucking name. I know it's easy for me to say, oh, your name's Joe, you don't get it. I've had other names, but I decided I'm Joe, so I go by Joe. And I let that solidify, and now I don't change it. Sometimes, would I like to go by Dylon? Of course. I'd love to be Dylon, but I can't be Dylon, because the time to choose Dylon has passed.
I truly don't give a shit. I struggle with remembering names, so you tell me what it is, and I'll do my best to remember that one.
I do give a shit. It's Mudbutt. There's another.
I agree with you. I don't want to bet on that game.
We're chewing these up now for the late hour. Oh, dude, we got another bet.
Closing out the 12 o'clock hour, we have the Houston Texans going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags are -1.
What can I say about the Houston Texans pass game that hasn't already been said about Afghanistan? CJ Stroud looks bombed out and depleted. No, I will not update that quote from modern times, though we have options. CJ Stroud legitimately looks terrible, and I'm so glad that I never changed my take on him. I was going back through some old tweets, as I do, way too often. It's a problem. I love dunking on people. I love pissing myself off for no reason. Gives me vigor. Gives me a reason to live. CJ Stroud is just really inaccurate. And I actually saw, I don't know, do you follow like Fantasy Points or whatever the hell it's called? It's a fantasy football account, and like they do kind of PFF style things. It's made by a former PFF employee, but like with a fantasy football bent.
Okay, I don't follow it.
Their claim to fame, to the extent that they have it, is that they made a metric called ASS rating, average separation score.
Okay, I think I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, so they also do like pass charting, and they said like highest percentage each of the last 3 years, highest percentage of very inaccurate passes. CJ Stroud has been bottom 5 each of the last 3 years, and right this year and last year he's the least accurate when it comes to like how many passes you just fucking miss by a mile. And this is what we've seen since Ohio State. I remember that first game I watched of him against Penn State in 2021. I remember because it was the first thing that I watched on my gigantic TV that I bought when I first became a lawyer. Do you recall?
I'm trying to remember that game. I don't think I do.
CJ Stroud versus Penn State, he missed so many wide fucking open deep balls. Yeah, he's just not an accurate quarterback, and he never was. So it really, really pissed me the fuck off when he goes to the combine and says, I'm a ball placement specialist. Yeah, and I'm a reach and shit on the top shelf specialist, motherfucker. That's not true.
Yeah, I like how you've held on to that one, and I do give you a lot of credit, because even I, after like his rookie year, I was like, I don't know, he's doing, because one of the big knocks we always had on him was that like when he got pressure, he just shit himself.
Yes.
And then in his rookie year, it seemed like he did a lot better with that. Now, you kind of cracked the code of he has the same move that he does every time, and defenses have kind of figured that out and closed off.
He's going to roll out to his left, and he's going to throw it up to whoever his number one receiver is. That's it.
Yeah, and he loves that spin move. Yep. He'll like fake roll to one side and then hit the spin move and actually go the other way. And teams have like tried to shut him down on that back end. And just, he hasn't been accurate. And I remember saying to you, like, I don't know, man, like he's done a lot better with the pressure, and like we never really thought he had like that bad of accuracy issues.
It's especially not even still, it's not like Anthony Richardson. It's not Bo Nix, but it's like it's not nearly good enough to be a Jared Goff dupe. It's what he is. He's Jared Goff, but he traded some of his consistent accuracy for a little bit more athleticism. And that's it.
Yeah. And like I was saying, I give you credit because you were like, no, he's doing better with pressure, but he's still not that good. It'll come down. And I was like, I don't know. And then look at the last year and 2 games.
Bridge QB. God, and so many people are like, you were wrong. You thought CJ Stroud was subpar. Yeah, and he fucking is exactly what I said he would be. To a fucking T.
So you like the Jags?
I love the Jags. But I also hate them. So, best running game in the NFL. Did you know that? Remember a year ago in the preseason pod when I was like, dude, I fucking love Travis Etienne. And you're like, I don't really like Travis Etienne. And last year, he did not have a very good year.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's averaging per carry right now?
I know he's been incredible. I don't know how much he's averaging.
It's almost 8 yards a carry.
That's insane.
Yeah, they should give him the ball more. And the Texans, we just saw it against the Bucs. You know how you mitigate that fierce-ass pass rush? Run right the fuck at him. Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw Rachaad White. By the way, Rachaad White, is he just Le'Veon Bell now? Because he looked like Le'Veon Bell.
That's what I have to say. He went from being like a why is he on the field guy to like, let me see some more Rachaad White, man.
Right? Like, I love Bucky Irving. Is that fucking Le'Veon Bell? Nick, give me some more Le'Veon Bell. But no, Travis Etienne and Baishal Tootin, combine freak, name extraordinaire. Baishal Tootin was might have been the fastest running back. He ran a low 4.3, and he also had a fuck ton of bench reps. Like he had one of those. Do you remember the guy out of ASU, Kalen Kalen Ballage out of ASU maybe 8 years ago, and he was like 6'2", fast as all fuck, killed the bench press, rocked up, giganto arms, and he just like didn't know how to play football. So like people kept on giving him chances, and they're like, all right, take the ball and run. And he would just take the ball and freeze behind the line of scrimmage and then run directly into a defensive tackle's nuts every fucking time. Yeah, I know too much about football. I should really expand my horizons.
Can we rewind a little bit? Did you say he was rock hard?
I said he was rocked up. I got
I feel
bussy.
like is that the same thing?
No, rocked up is you've got boulders for biceps. He's a strong man. Don't make it.
Right.
You made it gay.
I didn't say it.
You know what? So what if it was gay, Alex? Maybe I said bussy too many times. Okay, maybe this is me now. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I developed a taste for it.
Hey man, I'm here to support you. If you ever want to tell me and
Don't bring any of that gay shit around here. Come on, what are
the
you doing?
70 people that listen to this.
We are at the point in the podcast where nobody's listening to this part. Everybody is
Yeah, at
either
this point, 3.
they tuned out or they skipped
Goddamn
ahead
right.
to the wrap up anyway. Okay. Back to the bet that we definitely are going to make. This is one of my favorite bets of the week. Jaguars, excellent running game. Trevor Lawrence, it can't get worse. Like, legitimately, like he wasn't terrible last week against the Bengals, but like it can't get worse. The ball placement, the fucking nonchalant attitude. Like there was one play on, I want to say it was second down, and that goal to go at the end of the game where like if the Jaguars score a touchdown, we win our fucking bet. And instead of making $10,000 last week, I make 20, and I'm happier and I'm a less hateful person because of it. He's throwing a slant and he put the ball way up fucking high. And Liam Cohen is like yelling from the sideline. You could tell lip reading and also like pantomiming. He's like, put it on his chest. If you're going to throw that, put it on his chest because we can't stop the clock with an incompletion. Because if the Bengals had 40 less seconds, even if the Jaguars don't score it, they don't get the fucking touchdown and they don't have time. That game goes to overtime and the better team presents itself at a larger sample size. You motherfuckers. But Trevor Lawrence is just like waving him off. He's like, put the ball on his chest. And Trevor Lawrence is like, yeah, I get it, whatever. It's like, dude, no, you may have just lost the game for no reason at all. Fucking care, please. Sunshine ass motherfucker. You long hairs, man. We've completely flipped over the last decade.
I was about to say, you've
significantly
had longer hair than me for like at least 5 years.
3. I started growing it out when I got to New York. No, I started growing it out when I was in LA.
I was about to say, you were a California boy.
Have I been gay longer than I knew?
I think you've been gay longer than me now.
We've been gay for a long time.
Jags, lock it in, -1.
Oh, but dude, -123 sucks. You know what? I'll put it out there. If you can get Jags -2 for better odds, do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything I'll bet at -1, I'll bet at -2. That's probably the math probably doesn't work out. I don't care. Don't care.
It makes sense to me because anything under 3 is like, sure, there's 2 sometimes, but
We got to take the odds that are presented.
yeah,
But
which sucks a little bit. But such is life. It's a matter of a few cents in our hypothetical betting.
yeah, the betting that doesn't matter because we will find, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to parlay it money line with some bullshit that is a blowout, probably a college football game, to move the line 10 cents because I fucking can. And that's never bitten me in the ass before. It
I
has.
was about to say, especially after what you're telling me about your the bets you did and wanted to make in college football last weekend.
College football last weekend almost put me through the fucking wall.
I think we've had to have a few conversations about not betting on college football, but
I shouldn't.
new year.
I shouldn't, but I was right, and that's what's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna be on tilt twice because on one hand I was right, and on the other hand I still lost. So now I double have to fucking make up for it because I'm good at this. I can do it. I shouldn't do it. I should only bet NFL, but it's fun, and I made $20,000 or $10,000 last week. Fuck it, but whatever. Shouldn't be saying these things. The IRS will get me. But again, nobody listens to this part of the pod. To the late slate.
To the late slate. First up, we have the Denver Broncos going to play the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are -3.
Do I do it?
I was about to say, you were not 2 hours ago, you were talking about being high on the Chargers.
And hating Bo Nix. Bo Nix is terrible.
He is. He's awful. It's just that defense is so good, and Sean Payton still has some juice that sometimes it still works.
Brother, I have 6 quotes left, and if I could just get to it, it's like playing solitaire. If I could get 2 of these out of the way, I could get to the third quote, which is what I really want to hit right now. There's a way to do it. For years, the problem with the Chargers has been that Justin Herbert's just not allowed to let it rip. Whether it's the Joe Lombardi offense, where everything is just quick little fucking dinks and dunks and chips, and just, oh, hit the slant, oh, hit the flat, oh, hit the flat, hit the small curl, hit the slant, hit the curl, hit the slant, hit the flat. It's excruciating. You've got a big-armed quarterback. He's excellent throwing down the field. Shoot the J! Shoot it! Just let it go. And then he gets Greg Roman, And Greg Roman likes to throw downfield when he likes to throw, but he does not like to throw. So he likes to run. And every time they do throw, it's to Quentin Johnson. And what do the five fingers say to the Quentin Johnson? We're not fucking coming to work today. They don't fucking work. He cannot catch, but suddenly, Quentin Johnson's catching, and he's still 6'3", and he's still fast as hell. And suddenly, Greg Roman's calling passes a lot. So suddenly, this Chargers team is legitimately optimized. Like, is it a Kyle Shanahan offense? No. Is it Andy Reid? No. But it's good. Good enough. And Justin Herbert this is the thing I think is really funny. All over the internet, people are like, Justin Herbert's breaking out. He's a new man. It's like, no, this is actually like exactly how he's always been. In fact, he was actually slightly worse in week 2 than he typically is. And you just don't notice because he's winning. Most of you aren't very good at watching football, but you're really, really expert at checking a box score to see which team scored more points the next day. It pisses me off to no end. And if you have hate in your heart, you need to let it out. This is the place to let it out. Chargers -3. It doesn't need to be deeper than that. Like, we could get into matchups. You're going to have a really complex defense that Jesse Minter runs against Geno Smith. And Geno Smith's talented, but inconsistent as hell. He gets confused by defenses. He sometimes loses himself in the pocket. You're going to have creative blitzes. You're going to have sim pressures. Geno Smith's going to get caught up in himself. Oh, fuck, it's not even Geno Smith. It's Bo Nix. I broke down last week, this week. We're going too long. We got to wrap it up, B. There's one more. But also, it's true. Yeah, Bo Nix, 34th quarterback per PFF, worst in the league. And you know what? Yeah, it's about right. He's completely inept.
Yeah.
He's white Desmond Ritter. All the tools are there. He's mobile. He's good size. Apparently a great man. Can't hit a fucking barn. Can't hit a county. And Sean Payton just eats him up anyway. So he's going to keep throwing the ball. I don't see that going anywhere. If this defense is going to confuse Geno Smith and put him in a bind, Bo Nix is going to be running for his life inaccurate because he bails from pockets when he doesn't understand things. Bo Nix doesn't take a lot of sacks, but it's because anytime he's a little bit confused, he gets the fuck out of there and he throws the ball away, or he throws it generally down the field. Not very accurate. I think that the Chargers have the option to use Dion Henley, my fucking boy, the Black Power Ranger. I didn't choose that color, he did. Converted wide receiver to linebacker. I don't know if you know that, but it's why as soon as I heard Greg Cosell when Henley was at Washington State, he was like, yeah, he's a converted wide receiver. And I was like, I didn't know they could do that. Because for years, my thing, like going back to when we were in like high school, my thing was you take all the box safeties and make them linebackers, and take all the free safeties and make them strong safeties, and take the cornerbacks and make them safeties, and take the fastest cornerbacks and make them cornerbacks, and now you can stop the pass. Probably went a little too far overboard, but the point still stands with the linebackers. Jamal Adams, you're welcome for the fucking career revitalization advice that I tried to give you 10 years ago. Dion Henley can spy Bo Nix. Bo Nix is very athletic. White boy fast with it, though. Dion Henley's faster. He's the Black Ranger. Again, the color of the Ranger has nothing to do with the superpowers that the Ranger possesses, but that does happen to be the color of Ranger that Dion Henley is. There are no extra bones in his suit. I'm fucking on one.
Yeah, you are. That's why I'm just shutting the hell up.
This is a Jesse Minter defense, which is a spawn of that Ravens 3-3-5 front that is so hot right now. Basically, the idea behind it is our edge rushers are not going to be finesse guys. They're not going to be pass rushers. They're going to be dudes who muck it the fuck up. You can't run on us. Our front 4, our front 3 plus 1 are just going to be too stout, and then everybody behind them can run around and do shit. That's what's going to happen. The Broncos are the best team in the league in terms of pass block win rate. So, like, their offensive line keeps Bo Nix clean more than anybody, which you probably wouldn't have guessed. But Bo Nix does nothing with it. He also creates nothing with it. Bo Nix is terrible. Bo Nix should not be starting for this team. Jarrett Stidham's fucking better. I know that's weird to say. Nobody's really seen a lot of Jarrett Stidham. I don't give a fuck. I keeps it real like that. I don't like people playing on my phone. We got one more left. I also mean every word I just said. I legitimately would upgrade the Broncos 2 to 3 points if Jarrett Stidham started. I know it's a small sample. I don't give a fuck. I believe what I believe. Suck my dick. You're listening to my picks. I'm not listening to yours.
Yeah.
The only thing that gives me pause is that -3 is tough against a good defense, but I don't see how the Broncos move the fucking ball.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, is that I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to score, and if they are, it's going to have to be, like, I think run heavy with some luck in the pass game, some yak.
Who has run well on these Chargers in the last 365 days?
I mean, not a ton of people.
Exactly.
But I don't think they're going to be able to pass against them at all.
Well, Bo Nix won't allow it.
Yeah, but and then we're in a game where you have a really good defense, you can't really pass the ball. Just run and try and limit those possessions. Hope your defense can do something cool and give you some short fields.
You know what else? Doesn't this just sound... Let me paint a picture for you, and you tell me if it sounds too perfect. Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh, year 2 in the system. If the culture has finally been built, he's fucking Madison Beer, her perfect, beautiful body. She is my number one. I don't tell my girlfriend she fucking hates her because, like, yeah, she's probably had a ton of stuff done to her face, and her body is like a teenage boy's. But that's not why we're here. We like the face. We love the hair. She's beautiful.
Beautiful woman. It's beautiful lady.
Justin Herbert got pretty lady number one in my book. I'm not a Sydney Sweeney guy. I love boobs. The rest of her, not so much. But if we're talking bitches? I mean, really? We're talking bitches? Alex? Alex, I need you to look at the last thing on the list. Why do you think I brought us here? Read me the last quote on the bucket list.
I don't think I can.
Read the last quote on the quote bucket, Alex. Now it is appropriate and it only works if you do it.
Breast milk, you make my day.
I fucking did it again. And that is quote number 21. We have done the quote bucket. We've nailed it with 3 games to go. I saw the bewilderment on your face. You're like, why is he talking about women? And how did he bring this to boobs? And then I pulled up the quote list and you turned red. I turned red too, but it was fun.
The Madison beer, I get it, hot news. But then once you started almost ranking women. I was like, what path are we about to go down right now?
I was in my mind, I was like, how do I get from Justin Herbert? I know how to get from Justin Herbert to Madison Beer, and now I'm in the ladies sphere. How do I get from Madison Beer to boobs? Because, a very talented woman, I'm sure. I've never heard any of her work, but I've seen it. And that's not, not all quarterbacks can run. Not all quarterbacks can throw. She's a hell of a ground threat. Passing game, not so much. Some Justin Fields shit. And she is my number one. But then I was like, all right, well, how do I get from that to boobs? And Sydney Sweeney was right there. Look at me in the face. It's perfect. Anyway, actual football. And legitimately, let me paint you this picture. Justin Herbert, year 2 Jim Harbaugh, dating the pretty, famous lady. He's breaking out. He's finally coming out of his shell. 3-0 to start the season. Conversely, the Broncos, preseason hype, yet again. Oh, the Broncos are gonna usurp the Chiefs. They're gonna be they're gonna win this division. That was like the trendy hot take over the summer. Just like the Chargers typically have been. The trendy hot take is always fucking wrong. It would just be too perfect for the Chargers to be 3-0. The Broncos to be 1-2. Let's crack this bitch one time. All the motherfuckers run.
I'm good with it. I mean, I worry with that number and what a game that I expect to probably be close. And
I agree.
It could go very wrong. I mean, like the Broncos defense could get after Herbert. There could be some drop tip pick situations, or they could just trick him.
Nobody tricks Justin Herbert. He's probably the smartest quarterback in the league. One of the best looking motherfuckers of all time.
That's singing.
No, I think his girlfriend's supposed to do the singing. Yeah, there's a song Papa Don't Preach. It should be Daughter Don't Sing.
Bonus.
We're at 24, including the bonuses.
And so, and then the Broncos don't have to do that much, and say they get some short fields, and with 3, you need it.
Do you see the rest of this card? We still need one more bet.
No, I mean, I'm on with it. I'm just trying to throw some other ideas, or if we lose it, then next week we can be like, well, okay.
No, I feels you, and as far as my actual wagering goes, I will not be. My bet will be bigger on LA over Philly than it will be on LA over Denver, because it's fucking San Diego is what it is. But no, we gotta have a bet. I hate again. Sometimes betting is this simple. I fucking hate one quarterback and his reputation's okay. I fucking love the other quarterback and his reputation does not befit his talent. So hit it, cha-ching.
Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints going to play the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are -7.5.
The Saints aren't that bad, and this might be our last bet. Spencer Rattler is not as good as Tyler Shuck, but he's not bad at all.
Yeah, he's been solid.
Very. I said it last week, I believe. I either said it here or on Twitter. Spencer Rattler is 6 inches from being a really good quarterback on every single play. But because he doesn't have those 6 inches, he's not a good quarterback. In fact, he's a below average quarterback. But you only need to get lucky 1 or 2 times to flip that. And even when he's not hitting, and by 6 inches, I mean the ball's 6 inches too high. The ball's 6 inches too far in front. He's 6 inches too short. That one's legitimate. He's 1 step too slow. He's just this close to being really good in so many facets of his game, but he's not there. The Seahawks are not that good of a team. Their offensive line is dookie. Sam Darnold is nothing. He's looked generally pretty bad except for 1 really nice pass, and then he fumbled on the next fucking play. And catching more than a touchdown, nobody wants to bet on the Saints because they have this reputation as being the worst team in the NFL, but I think that's completely unfounded. They're certainly bottom 10, but I don't think they're bottom 3, especially if Spencer Rattler has a good game. Also, he's 0-8 in his 8 starts, and he's 1-7 against the spread.
Ooh.
Motherfuckers do, which is not an argument or logic at all, but like, come on, give the fucker a break.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is that Rattler's still not that good. He's still a younger, raw quarterback.
He's probably better than Darnold.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think that experience means something, especially when you're playing that Seahawks defense and that Mike McDonald scheme.
I mean, dude, that Seahawks defense, that defensive line has figured out how to rush the passer. It's pretty scary because you can't run on them.
They're really good.
It turns out stacking your defensive line with sick defensive tackles actually does help, even if you have too many. Okay, maybe we don't want to bet on this game. It's a maybe because we need one, and we're running out of options.
Yeah, I think it's a maybe. I just think that there's a world where Rattler kind of gets his world shattered.
There's a legitimate there's a possibility that the Saints just cannot operate because the defensive line is wreaking too much havoc on their weak interior. I don't know if you've seen the clips, but like Cesar Ruiz has legitimately been running backwards in pass protection to try to catch up to guys who have already beaten his ass so bad.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean he's bad. And like I kept on thinking he would figure it out. He's not gonna figure it out. It's really funny. Like this entire offensive line is built out of first round picks who are actually pretty fucking mid, and that's like what I said they would be at the beginning of the year, and that is quite exactly what they have kind of transpired to be. I don't get this Saints team. Fucking put Shuck in, but they won't, so it doesn't matter. Seahawks defense really good, really smart, and then Seahawks offense pretty dumb, pretty bad. Sam Darnold being the 3rd highest rated quarterback is a sin? A lie?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he had some like nice deep throws last week, but still, I don't know how the hell he gets to that spot.
No, it's crazy to me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. I think the Saints are so underrated, and like I think it's a tough spot, and I understand that people online are not going to get it because like I think that Shuck clearly performed better in the preseason and should have won that starting job. I also think he's just a better player significantly, but also I'm higher on Spencer Rattler than most people are, and I have been. He's got tons of arm talent. He's just tiny and kind of dumb. So
yeah. And I mean, back to that theory we at least think they might be doing of this is a game against a really tough defense in Seattle.
No, that's what they're doing.
It looks like it's going to be rainy. Like, that's going to be a miserable game.
Oh, fuck, it's raining? Fuck this game. Fuck this game. Well, no, if it's raining and we get 7.5?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
We maybe pile. There's a reason we do a wrap-up section. We maybe pile.
It's maybe pile.
We're gonna wrap this podcast up before this Zoom call ends. I swear it.
We have to.
I mean, I have to go home. I'm still at the office. It's midnight.
I know.
I mean, I do that anyway, but like, I don't wanna.
Right.
What's the spread? 7.5? That's why they pay me the big bucks. This is why I'm allowed to go on Twitter and say, I can't afford to be a scout. I can't afford the pay cut. Because sometimes I stay at the office until midnight. Oh, dude, I could get free food from anywhere in Manhattan right now. What should I get delivered?
What options do you have?
Well, literally every option, but not much is open at midnight.
I was about to say, because if my recollection of Manhattan is right, like, they have everything, but it's not really open that late. And depending on where you are, like, there aren't actually that many options sometimes.
Times Square.
Yeah, because doesn't Times Square, like, actually close super early? And
most of New York closes at, like, 9 p.m.
Wow.
It's kind of weird. Like, for a city that never sleeps, like, it sleeps more than you would think. I don't know. I'm, like, if you want to go out at 10, there's absolutely a ton of options. That's the thing about New York is there's something for everything. But, like, it's not convenient. Like, Chicago, like, the custom in Chicago is much later than the custom in New York. Everywhere is popping at 11 p.m. in Chicago. Fucking everything's open. But in New York, it's like 9 o'clock normal shit closes. You could find stuff that's open until the crack of dawn.
I like how we committed to finishing this and then immediately went on a tangent.
All right, Cowboys at Bears. Cowboys are laying 1. Why? So you were laughing, but now you're befuddled because this doesn't make sense to me either.
What injury news are we missing?
Nothing.
For the Cowboys.
Nothing.
Did Jadeveon Clowney come in and like kneecap somebody? Not
Maybe.
that he's a violent person, it's just that he's the newest change.
Yeah, I don't know. Caleb Williams being the 14th rated quarterback in the NFL is, again, PFF, why?
Because the Bears offense looks atrocious because Caleb Williams is bad.
Yeah, and DeAndre Swift's not a lot better, and they just refuse to give Roshan Johnson the ball for some godforsaken reason.
And then their defense is also pretty bad.
Well, it's not, I mean, yeah, it turns out that Dayo Oyedigbo, remember when he had like those 2 or 3 really, really good reps against the Vikings week 1? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just in school. And the fact that Dayo stopped looking excellent in the second half is actually way worse than those good reps are good. Because everybody gets the good reps against school because he's not really there. He doesn't really exist. He's like a ghost in that he can pass through people and they can also pass through him, which is bad when you're trying to block.
Who is Hippolyte?
Ruben Hippolyte. He is a guy that the Bears drafted in the 4th round, who everybody expected to be a 7th round pick. Ryan Poles found value. He didn't really. He's fast. He's really fast. He flies around, kind of runs into shit.
He's my favorite name in the NFL.
Yeah,
Ruben.
guess what race he is?
I'm gonna guess he's Greek.
No, could be.
The Hoplite.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's probably, could be some Cleopatra type shit.
Are you telling me he's from further south?
And slightly west.
Italy? Sicily?
Keep going.
Corsica?
Well, it depends. There are certain people you could ask who would say that, yes, actually, Italy is where they're from, but that is not the generally accepted history.
I'm sorry, tangent. Do we want to bet on the Cowboys?
Honestly, I don't think I should bet on any Bears game until I figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's fair.
Like, because I'm inside of me are 2 wolves. Both of them are gay. One of them believes that Ben Johnson is incredible and will make this thing work. One of them believes that Caleb Williams is dick and will not let this thing work.
And they make sweet, sweet love to each other.
And the wolves are gay. I hope people understand that this is a meme, and it's a funny one. I like it. It makes me giggle, which is also, like the wolves, gay. And that's okay. That's how I choose to live. Let me live. Yeah, I don't think I should bet on the Bears until I can get some resolution on what actually, like, which opposing force is going to win out, you know?
I mean, that's totally fair.
The immovable object, which is a football in Caleb Williams' hands, and the unstoppable force, which is Ben Johnson directing a football around a field. What happens? I still don't really know.
No, that's legitimate, and I mean, it's what we've done. Like, it's kind of like how I feel with Pittsburgh. I feel like I know what they should be, but also they have issues, and I haven't seen what I think I should.
Yeah, there's a lot of messy shit in the league this year because there's no teams that like truly stand out as like, oh fuck, they put it together this summer, except for the Buccaneers, but like their entire offensive line is dead.
Yeah. So we'll pass that one. Maybe pass up some value, but we'll get some security and some answers, and we can always fade the Bears for the rest of the year.
In the words of Tiger Woods, for shizzle.
Closing out the afternoon slate, the late slate, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to play the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are minus 2.5.
Tiger Woods saying for shizzle counts, we're at 25.
I count.
Last week, Mac Jones was announced as playing after we recorded the pod. Unfortunate, because if we had known, they would have certainly been a pick. Mac Jones performed exactly how I thought he would. Did almost nothing above replacement level, started off really fucking shaky, and yet the box score looks lovely. The production was excellent because Kyle Shanahan makes quarterbacks not matter. To nobody's surprise, that turned Patriots fans into zealots who are, oh, Mac Jones was actually good the whole time. They ruined him. It's not fair. Matt Patricia. No. He's bad. This is a Kyle Shanahan joint. So, I expect the 49ers to be exactly as good as they would be with Brock Purdy, who is also, just like Mac Jones, bad at football. I don't care that Greg Kittle's out, or George Kittle. Sorry, that's a pardon my take bit that has like been internalized. The 49ers are the better team. Kyler Murray still can't operate an NFL football offense because he cannot see it. I heavily lean 49ers, and if we need one more pick, I think they should be on the short list of possible alternatives.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we're still getting value on Mac Jones.
Well, I also, inexplicably, I think we're still getting value on people thinking Kyler Murray doesn't suck, but he does. We know this.
Yeah, I think that's true. I feel like a lot of people have caught up to it, but there's still a significant portion that are like, no, he's sick highlights. He's great. And It's 2.5 in a division game where we have the better team with, the field goal. I don't hate it.
All right, it's a lean. There's not that much to go into. The Cardinals are a boring fucking team. Nobody cares. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
We have the Kansas City Chiefs going to play the New York Giants. The Chiefs are minus 6.
You want to fucking do it?
I mean, I feel like if the Chiefs are going to figure it out, it's going to be against fucking Giants.
The rich homie Rod was texting me last week. Shout out the rich homie Rod. And he was like, my Giants, like the bet is the Cowboys against my Giants this week, right? And I was like, not so fast. I wouldn't do that. And he's like, why? The Giants fucking suck. And I was like, brother, I don't think they suck that bad. I think they're actually kind of okay. He's like, no, I'm doing it. And I was like, don't do it. And he bet on the Cowboys anyway. And he should not have. It's crazy that we've got, like, we joke, but like about 1,000 people are going to listen to this podcast and they're going to hear this and they're going to say, oh, Joe thinks a thing. We should follow that thing with our bets. But then like a lot of my good friends are like, I know Joe thinks, but I'm gonna do a different thing anyway. It's like, dude, this is the thing I do well. I'm not pleasant or a joy to be around. Exploit my one true point of value to you.
Exploit me.
I've been saying pussy too much. So, yeah, you should fucking listen to me. But like, do I think Russell Wilson's gonna put up 500 fucking yards and a ton of touchdowns? No, that is a Cowboys problem. And frankly, I think we answered our own question. Why are the Cowboys only laying 1 to the Bears? The Cowboys haven't proven they can stop a nosebleed. That being said, I think the Giants have pretty thoroughly proven that, like, they have some answers for how to move the ball, even if that answer is literally just like, neighbors, be fast, Russ, throw deep.
Yeah.
That's what the fucking Steelers did all year last year, and they won 8 games.
I was about to say. Somewhat worked for the Steelers.
The Chiefs can't do shit. The Chiefs suck on offense. It's a bad offense. Patrick Mahomes is bad. Not like, oh, Patrick Mahomes isn't what people say. Like, no. Here's average. I'm holding my hand out, and then I'm holding my other hand out next to it, and I'm moving it slightly below the first hand. That's where Patrick Mahomes is. He's below average. And not like a little, like significantly. I know. Oh, he's Patrick Mahomes. He's got like 3 rings. He's fucking greatest of all time. Fuck yourself. He's not. He's not good. And like, maybe he was then. Maybe he was Christ. Maybe he stopped taking his football seriously because he's worth $500 million and he's got kids and he's getting a little fatter and he's bored of winning and his wife got big new tits and he's playing with those instead of caring about football. And like, maybe he just fell off. Or maybe he was overrated to begin with. Or maybe Andy Reid ran out of the good plays to call. Or maybe Matt Nagy really is as toxic as Bears fans think and he's secretly whispering all the wrong things into Patrick Mahomes' headset during the game. I don't give a fuck. Right now, the Patrick Mahomes we're looking at, when he plays football on Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays and occasionally Fridays or Saturdays, he's not good. And he wasn't good last year, and he really wasn't good the year before. So when the fuck does he have to play well before we start saying, hey, he doesn't play well? Because he doesn't play well. He doesn't. So I've got a defense with a fearsome pass rush. Abdul Carter, sick. Brian Burns, sick. Kayvon Thibodeau, 5th overall pick, I believe. Maybe 10th, I forget. As your rotational edge who can also kick inside. Fuck me. With Dex Lawrence to simultaneously stuff the run and provide a pass rush, that D-line is dumb. And Patrick Mahomes has been eating sacks lately, or at least inviting pressure to create such sacks. And Abdul Carter and Brian Burns are fast enough. They're going to motherfucking finish. Patrick Mahomes likes to run around. He runs a 4.8. Abdul Carter does not. He will catch him. He gonna get you. Okay? I've been watching that Film Watcher Network or whatever the hell, Film Guy Network or whatever the hell it is, with that Brooks Austin dude who's a hilarious... He's a Georgian man, and he breaks down college football, and he has a hilarious accent, and he says funny things. He was breaking down a run play one time, and he's like, we got these guys blocked up. We got hat on a hat. There's 1 extra defender. If you're the running back, you got 1 job. Defy him. And I was like, oh my God. I love you. That is the best word choice. That is the best sound of voice. I'm in. I watch his shit. I don't care about college football, but I watch his shit because I'm like, what fun way is he going to break down a basic concept today? And there's always one. Defy him.
Defy him.
You can, if Dexter Lawrence is staring you down in the hole, you cannot defy him. He's going to stare down your hole. I don't know. I just wanted a reason to say bussy. I don't believe in Patrick Mahomes. I don't believe in this offense. I don't believe that Patrick Mahomes can execute the offense the way he used to, right? Like, Andy Reid runs a system. Execute the system, do the easy shit, you'll be very productive. Patrick Mahomes no longer does. Other side of the ball, like, yeah, I don't love the Giants offense. I don't love the quarterback. I believe in their run game more, not a lot, but more. And I know they have one answer, which is, fuck it, we have deep threats. We got a quarterback who can throw deep, just get deep. And we're catching a touchdown.
So why I said Chiefs is it's under a touchdown. Like, yeah, I guess it is technically a touchdown.
It is a touchdown without the extra.
Right. But so you're within 7. The Giants defense is young, or at least they have a lot of young guys at key positions.
Fair as all hell.
And I feel like even in the little bit that I've watched them, like they have, I mean, Abdul Carter has shown up. Like they have a lot of guys with a lot of talent. And you understand why they're out there, but they also get lost.
Yeah,
and their linebackers are atrocious.
Terrible.
And yes, the Chiefs don't have like, and this is maybe the part where I just haven't internalized it yet. Like, I know Patrick Mahomes isn't great. He hasn't been great for a few years, but he's still in an Andy Reid offense that is always going to get guys open.
But he doesn't do it though. Like Andy Reid gets the guys open. He's just like, they're not Travis Kelce and I'm not running around yet. So no.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe what I'm missing on it, but I just feel like this is a team where Andy Reid is just going to feast on their aggression on the defensive line and get after these bad linebackers and young, also like edge players that are sometimes doing linebacker stuff. And there's just going to be giant holes for the Chiefs to just kind of keep marching down the field. Like, yeah, maybe they'll get stuffed or there'll be a sack here and there, but they're still going to be able to pick it up. Like, their offense does look pretty anemic though. And outside of that beautiful bomb to Tyquan Thornton, Mahomes looked terrible.
Which is a fuck it ball, by the way. That's not,
True.
I mean, that's like, fuck it, we're down 2 scores, we got to do something, fuck it. I think it was one of 4 deep throws he had on that drive. The only one which was accurate at all.
The only one, that he hit. And it was a beautiful pass. And like, so, I mean, and we've seen this with Russ, like how the Steelers worked last year, where it was like, they're not going to hit every deep ball. They're not even going to hit every other deep ball or every deep ball out of every 3 they throw. But they could just throw it 4 times. And George Pickens is going to come down with one of them. Yeah. And so like there's an aspect of that, and that they still do have speed with Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. Mahomes can still throw those bombs, and I feel like against a team that I feel like Andy Reid is going to be able to kind of scheme around and scheme up pretty well. But if Mahomes isn't running the offense and he's not like seeing what Reid is giving him, then it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And that's the problem. And this isn't the spot. As I'm about to say it, I'm too eager. We should fade the Chiefs. We should continue to fade the Chiefs. But against the Giants on Sunday Night Football after a loss to their hated rival, the Eagles, is not the time. We should wait.
Yeah.
There will be better chances.
Give me a better number for the category of team.
Well,
like last week with -1 with the Eagles, beautiful. That's exactly what we want against the Chiefs. Or if we're gonna go with like a not great team, which the Giants might be a little undervalued, but they're still not very good.
The problem is, so you know what? I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I almost said trends. I almost said historically. That's dumb. I'm gonna say the trends so you don't feel lost. But the Chiefs like almost never cover spreads of over 3, but they also almost never lose in spreads of under 3 for the last like 3 years.
That's a sweet spot.
So like 6 is technically, if you're playing trends, is exactly where you want to bet against the Chiefs. But I'm just gonna not.
Yeah,
There'll be other opportunities.
Exactly.
The season is long and it bends towards truth. Monday Night Football on NBC or on ABC. Monday Night Football on ABC. Carrie Underwood is starting to look like a middle-aged woman.
Monday Night Football. We have the Detroit Lions going to play the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are -4.5.
This line is moving the wrong way. I think the Ravens might put it in them.
That's because I feel like people are looking at the Bears game and going like, oh god, the
Lions are back.
So good. The Lions are still good. They just had a hiccup. The Packers are great. They're a good team.
Dude, and this is how we fade the Packers without betting against the Packers.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously. No, your point is absolutely on. You're right. So, friend of the podcast, Restore the Roar, big Lions fan. Sometimes he gets a little bit too Lions fan, and I have to check him.
Happens to the best of us.
That counts. I said check him and punch my fist like Charlie Murphy. That's 26. I had check him.
Stepper?
He's a habitual Lions stepper. Oh my god, dude, we're 4 hours in and we're still hitting them. We're not. We're 3 hours in. And we're gonna wrap it up in the next 20 minutes here.
Wrap it up, B.
I don't see how the Lions compete. Like they're not gonna. You can't run the ball. The Lions had a lot of success running the ball outside against the Bears and then throwing to the second level. You can't do that against the Ravens. You can't run the ball at all because they're the Ravens. That's how they are. But good luck trying to throw the ball to the second level on Nate Wiggins, stud. Marlon Humphrey in the slot. Are you fucking kidding? Chidobe Awuzie, Roquan Smith, back. Kyle Hamilton, that's his domain. Like, this team is so loaded. We've said it before. If the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl this year, it is a absolute damning indictment of Lamar Jackson. There is no reason they shouldn't win the Super Bowl. And we've already seen what a similar caliber team and a similar caliber defense in Green Bay did to the Lions. This is in Baltimore. It's going to be a raucous environment. The Ravens are back on their bullshit, right? Like, they played excellent in week 1 and they lost in tragic fashion. Not their fault. You know, Derrick Henry only had 24 yards last week.
Yeah, I know.
After being called soft basically all week. I'm going to guess they're going to make him work. They're going to give him touches. Look at that front 7. I'm okay with Derrick Henry versus Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, who's undersized, whoever this Barnes fellow is. Derek Barnes, I don't know him.
Me either.
You know what Derrick Henry's going to do when he lines up against Derek Barnes in the hole? Defy him.
That's incredible.
Dude, it's really good. And he's also a smart guy. He gets ball. He knows. A little too optimistic for my taste sometimes, but hey, it's college football. I don't care. Did he tell me to buy stock in Arch Manning? It's not that bad? Yes, he did. But I don't hold it against him because everybody's wrong about Arch Manning, and it pisses me off more than anything in this planet. Derrick Henry will get back going. Lamar will be able to run. Aiden Hutchinson will be mitigated by Roger Rosengarten. Have you watched Roger Rosengarten pass protect?
No.
Yeah, I mean, why would you? Who the fuck would do that? Legitimately. Friend of the podcast, Tucker, fell in love with this kid in draft process, and I was like, I don't fucking care. It was a couple years ago when I wasn't grading offensive line just because it's boring, and I was like, Brandon Thorne does a good enough job. I don't need to care. Turns out he doesn't. I need to care. I'm really good at grading offensive line. Are you hearing the siren behind me?
Yes.
New York motherfucking city, dude. Midnight.
I feel like I very rarely hear the siren. I was just trying to figure out if that was me or you.
I turned down the sound, smoothing. There are always sirens. I no longer really hear them. This is just New York. It is a bad place. They're out there trying to get the odors, for those of you who remember 3 hours ago. But no, so Roger Rosengarten, Tucker was like, this kid is fucking incredible in pass protection. He's like a brick wall. You can't get through him. I was like, okay, dude, nobody fucking cares. It's offensive tackle. It's not fun to watch. No, it is. He's fucking a strong dude. He doesn't move particularly excellent, but if he touches you, you're done. But you don't move. He basically turns every edge rusher into like Jalen Walker, the teeny tiny edge rusher from Georgia who got drafted top 10 this year because fuck it, he's a cool dude. Terrible idea. Regardless, I think the Lions are really overrated. I think that beating up on the Bears is going to give them, like you said, just a false level of hype. I think that people are just going to write off the Packers loss as the Packers are too elite. And I think that people are not going to give the Ravens enough credit because they blew it week one. Beating the Browns is nothing special. And frankly, I think that the public has gone so far out of their way to hype up Lamar Jackson's greatness that they really forget how incredible the entire roster is.
Yeah.
Because everybody's focused on Lamar versus Josh Allen, who's better, they forget that the reason Josh Allen wins MVP and Lamar doesn't is because without Josh Allen, the Bills win 5 games. Without Lamar Jackson, the Ravens win 9 or 10 games. They're that stacked. It's the best roster in the NFL.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, especially because the Eagles, I think when healthy, have an argument. It's just they're never healthy.
I think that time has passed because they lost their edge rushers. And also, once you start factoring in the quarterback, not close.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, dude, they're at least making our wrap-up, which we should start promptly because I want to go home. I'm not pushing us out the door, but let's do this fucking thing. All right, let me hit the pause button for a moment. Let's do wrap up because we got a bunch of bets made already, but I think we need one more.
Yeah. So currently we have Cincinnati over Minnesota +3. That's a 1-unit bet.
Ching.
We have a 2-unit bet in the Rams over the Eagles. 1 unit to money line, 1 unit to +3.
Cha-ching.
We have the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Houston Texans at -1. That's a 1-unit bet.
Cha-ching.
And then we have the Chargers over the Broncos -3, also a 1-unit bet.
Cha-ching. And also, you do a really good job of navigating all the minds that I use the wrong abbreviations.
It's one of those good neuroplasticity things.
I'm always hoping that SD or OAK will trip you up, and they never do. But anyway, so we need one more contest pick.
Our options are...
Well, hold on, because I want to do this a special way.
Okay, you take it.
If Marcus Mariota is starting, without any discussion, without any doubt, that is our 5th contest pick. It is a 2-unit bet. If Marcus Mariota is not starting, we do not touch this fucking game. For those of you who might hold this against me, fuck yourself. I'm telling you how to win the money. You can take it or you can leave it. I'm mad just thinking of the replies that I will get if I try to take credit for this fucking bet. God damn it. Ahem. New England over Pittsburgh. I want to throw that one out right out of fucking pocket. That feels the messiest and the least sure.
I agree.
Slice that bitch right out. Fuck you. We're not making any jokes. That one could also get political. Chargers, Denver, that one's already in the bag. Okay, cool.
That's a bet.
So now our last 3, which would replace Washington over Oakland in the event that Marcus Mariota does not play. New Orleans over Seattle +7.5, and our handicap is basically we're getting too many points. The Saints are undervalued. People think they suck ass, and that's not true. They only suck like elbow.
One other thing, the Seahawks play the Cardinals the week after. Could be a bit of a trap game. Playing the shitty Saints with a big division game coming up next week.
If it was the 49ers, or if it was a bigger name team, I'd be with you. I don't think the Cardinals move the needle. I think legitimately most people forget that Arizona exists. I do.
Fair enough.
Speaking of the two Devils that I literally just mentioned, we have San Francisco and Arizona. San Francisco minus 2.5. The handicap, Mac Jones is exactly the same thing as Brock Purdy. Nothing in this offense matters except for Kyle Shanahan's existence. Trent Williams is getting healthier than he was last week. And Kyler Murray is still too small to play football in the NFL as a practical matter. Final option, Baltimore over Detroit. We're laying more than a field goal, which I do hate to do, but I think that Baltimore has a legitimate chance at blowing Detroit out. This is a chance to fade the Packers. This is a chance to bet on a Ravens roster that often gets neglected. I have these ranked 1, 2, and 3 in my head. I would like you to do the same and tell me your thoughts. Rank them 1, 2, 3.
1 is probably San Francisco. Baltimore is 2. New Orleans is 3.
Okay, then we delete New Orleans. I think that's a good bet, but we're going to delete it. Just because we don't need to make fucking 9 bets.
What are your rankings?
My rankings were Baltimore, then San Francisco.
Yeah, they're close to me. New Orleans was like a far third just because they scare me too much. That defense in the rain in Seattle, they might get...
Totally agree. Plus, you got a small quarterback versus a fierce interior pass rush. It could just get messy.
Yeah. I like the matchup of Baltimore more. I get concerned because Baltimore has a penchant for going up by a lot and then coasting and letting other teams back into the game.
Who the fuck is Keitrell Clark? Man, I'm telling you, I don't think the Cardinals exist. I think they're a psyop. I think it's fake. I think they're trying to confuse us and lead us astray. They're not real. The desert is not real. Okay? I'm too tired and hoarse to do the Trump impression, but I am doing the mannerisms, so I'm hoping that comes through telepathically. Ricky Pearsall. We love Ricky Pearsall. Okay? He's a survivor. That fucking shithole, San Francisco. They shot him, and he lived. Oh, fuck. I told you, I'm hoarse. I've been talking a lot. They shot him and he lived. Ricky Pearsall against Will Johnson. Will Johnson, good football player. He's hurt though. He didn't practice today. And he's got degenerative fucking everything, which is why he's on the Cardinals in the first place. Fell to the second round. Shouldn't have. Okay, real talk. We've got mediocre at the very best edges in Arizona. They're a little overrated by PFF. Zaven Collins is not that guy. Josh Sweat is fine. He's not great. Calais Campbell, 22nd overall. My asshole, my entire dirty bussy. He is too old.
It's also his 22nd year in the league. So.
That is a sample size problem. I think it might be his 22nd year in the league. Don't fuck with me.
Can't be.
He's 39 and he was drafted in 2008.
He hasn't even hit 20 yet. Get back to me in 3 years.
His career is legally allowed to have sex with an old man.
In most states.
In Arizona. It's not allowed to cross state lines, but it's allowed to have sex with an old man in almost every state. Calais Campbell's career officially in most states has bussy. Alex is crying.
Pick a game. Goddamn.
I think I want to go with San Francisco. I don't believe in anything that the Cardinals are selling me here, but I also like Baltimore. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 1 unit on San Francisco. That'll be our final contest pick. Baltimore will also be a bonus pick because fuck them. That's why. There we go. We've got 9 units placed. They are, we got 7 units, but maybe 9. For sure, we have Cincinnati over Mini +3. Cha-ching. Rams over Philly, money line and +3. Take them each for a unit. Cha-ching, cha-ching. That's our best bet of the week. Jacksonville over Houston -1. 1 unit. Cha-ching. Chargers over Broncos -3, 1 unit. Cha-ching. Got 1 unit on San Francisco over Arizona. That will be our 5th contest pick if Marcus Mariota does not start. Cha-ching. And our bonus bet will be Baltimore over Detroit, half a unit. Cha-ching. If Washington plays Marcus Mariota, that is our number 2 bet, our second best bet. 2 units, whatever the line is, as long as it's -3 or better. Figure out the odds yourself, your big boys. And probably 1 or 2 girls, but let's be real. No, you're not. And in that event, we will still have a unit on San Francisco, but we will kick it out of our contest picks. That is all we have. I'm sorry. I will try to cut this down as much as I fucking can. We talked too much. I needed this. This was a tough week to figure out. We hit 25 buzzwords once again. Chappelle show this time. Next week, we'll do Star Wars. Please, what I really need more of is go on Twitter and tell me that my bets are fake and I don't actually win. I need the motivation. Sometimes it's difficult to wake up super early and work out and go to work and then do this. So give me the anger. In the meantime, I'll be watching film. Please bet on football games. I'm going fucking home. Asta.